It's like I can't walk on the ceiling. Oh yeah, got me dreaming, dreaming in colors I never dreamed. Oh yeah, I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Filling up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, magic. No, I'm never letting go. Now that I have it with you. When you kiss me, it's like the stars fall out the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't wanna show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Filling up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, yeah, you take me higher, baby.
Welcome to Radical Truth to Power, the progressive news show with Let's Be S3. I am your host, Marlon, along with Anna Hart, along with Tracy Carson. And of course, happy Father's Day to all the
Happy
fathers
Father's
out
Day,
there.
everybody.
I really appreciate all the dedication and hard work that you put into these bad A kids over the years. So thank you very much for, at the very least, the people around me keeping me alive. Thank you. Thank you. So today's show is, once again, I didn't feel like getting into anything deep. It's Father's Day. 4th of July is around the corner. We're just going to listen to a bunch of Reddit stuff. But again, just like the title says, anytime we do stuff that's supposed to not be serious, we'll find a way to make it serious. So don't worry. Don't worry. We're good at that. So, Anna, how are you doing today?
Doing all right. Yeah, I had a great visit with my brother and my nephew. So we had my dad and everybody celebrating together.
All right, Tracy?
It was good considering. It was good.
Consider. All right, let's see what we got out here, because I have to start all the way to the beginning because somebody wanted to be a smart butt and be the first.
I figured something out.
First like and the first comment, woo, look at me. Well, first chat. Happy Father's Day. Thank you, Anna. Woo, they don't like when I cut and paste. Maybe that's
No.
the reason why the message. I have no idea. Because Anna, surprisingly enough, I
have a screenshot that proves I've put it in there, But when you change to all messages, it's gone. But what actually ended up happening, so I tried to type out the very same thing that I have on copy and paste. They don't like the amount of emojis anymore. It seems like anything over 2, and they just cut out everything.
I don't know. Happy
So
Father's
that's
Day to me, from me too. Hey, what's up? Just want to say, F anyone who does fireworks 2 full weeks before July 4th. The first part of this sub is starting to hear them go off and it catches you off guard. So obnoxious. Parker, let me go one step further. First of all, welcome, Parker. Second of all, yes, you're absolutely right. Third of all, 4th of July, not 5th, it's 6th of July.
Labor Day.
Not Labor Day. What do fireworks got to do with Labor Day?
any chance to blow something up.
Welcome to America.
Mm-hmm.
So Nana does, wow, it must be the emojis. I tried to type one in. So she did get in. Please hit that like button. Please share this on your social media and much love. Tracy comes back with Happy Father's Day to all the dads. Thank you, Tracy. Hi, Marlon, Anna, and Tracy. Hey, Mickey.
Hey.
Mickey.
And you went serious. My very full fridge and freezer died. Oh, you want serious? Oh no! Oh no!
Nikki, I know where you been at because I sure been there. Had to buy a whole new one.
Honestly, I've been through it. I've been through with my refrigerator and the freezer went out.
Do you have anything temporary? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
This is a hood thing that I learned a long time ago.
Mhm.
Refrigerator with a freezer and a deep freezer. You need both at all times. The deep freezer, if there's no problems, cool beans, you use it for what it is. It's a deep freezer. But the deep freezer is also the emergency refrigerator. When your refrigerator goes out, you got some place to put your stuff at. So that's the lesson I learned a long time ago, to always get a deep freezer, and they're not very expensive. Like I've seen some that's about $50 these days. Not really, really big and deep, but still. We're talking about keeping at least your milk and your meat and stuff like that relatively cool.
Right.
So yeah. Always get both of those things. LOL, I had a small chest freezer and that died months ago. Jeez, Buzz. I'm so sorry. Oh. Well, Nikki, stay tuned to the show. I hope we can take your mind off of it even for a couple of hours. So without further ado, and before Tracy blows up, let's get this party started.
Hey, it's my glucometer.
So we're going to start off with a small one, and we'll slowly work our way up to the more serious one. So this right here, I'm going to give my answer to this video right now. And that is, calling somebody by the wrong name is the smallest disrespect you can give somebody. Now, listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's not disrespectful. It's the smallest form of disrespect that you could get somebody, is purposely calling somebody by their wrong name.
I'm a 16-year-old girl and my name is Andy. Just Andy. My mom's dad passed away just a few days before she found out that she was pregnant. My mom was very close with her dad, and his name was Andrew. He went by Andy. The technical female version of Andrew is Andrea, but neither my mom nor my dad liked that name, but my mom wanted to honor her dad in some way, so I got named Andy. And I love my name. I think it fits me. My parents got divorced when I was 8, and I live with my mom most of the time, but visit my dad every other weekend. 3 years ago, my dad started dating his now fiancée, Kate. Kate, for some reason when we met, assumed that my name was Andrea. I explained to her that my name is just Andy. She kept calling me Andrea though. I ended up telling my mom about it, and she told me to just ignore Kate until she calls me Andy. Well, this past weekend I was at my dad's and we were visiting some of Kate's family. Well, she kept calling over for Andrea, so of course I ignored her. She got mad and asked me why I was ignoring her, and I said because that's not my name and you know this. Her dad and brother basically laughed, saying that they thought that I just went by Andy as a nickname, and I said no, it's just Andy. So then they asked Kate why she's been calling me Andrea then. Well, later on, Kate got mad, calling me a brat for embarrassing her. She went on to say that I knew who she was talking about, and I should have just gone with it, but I was being a butthole. I honestly kind of feel like in that instance, I should have just answered to Andrea, but I don't know. Am I the bad guy? Oh.
I'll let y'all go first.
Boy, this is a...
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
You have every right to ask to be addressed as you want.
And she knew good and well. I mean, she kept doing it, and she kept telling her, my name is Andy. My name is Andy.
So don't turn around with this.
You made me look really bad.
You made me look bad.
No, you made yourself look bad.
Exactly.
Lady. Yeah, I hate this I'll make this personal. When I was a child, I used to spell my name with an E. I don't know why I did it. I was a child. I didn't know any better.
Mm-hmm.
My legal name is spelled just how you see it. Ask me how many people still put an E in my name. Annoys me to the uttermost. If you really want to annoy me, I mean really, really want to annoy me, and don't do this, Marlon, because then I'll have to come back.
I'm not gonna do it.
Don't put an E in my name. Ever, never. I will literally go off on you.
Here's the deal. This is why I would never do that, Tracy. Is because, like I said, I gave you my answer. This is the smallest form of disrespect, but it is disrespect. And you're purposely going out of your way to be disrespectful for no apparent reason other than you don't like the name. Well, hell, nobody asked you to like the name. You didn't name her. This is the funny thing about red flags for people who's getting into serious relationships. Remember that I have 4 and I hate to say blessed kids because they've been in my life all my doggone damn near all my life now, so they're my kids. But I have 4 non-biological kids. Do you know what the number one thing you try to do when you get into a relationship with a woman who has kids? You try your darn best not to piss off the kids.
Or mess up their names on purpose like this one did.
Yeah, I don't mean be a stepping stone and all this other stuff. Don't be ran over by the kids because they know they trying to get with your mom and everything else. But don't go out of your way to just, you all right. I'll rename you because I'd rather rename you. This has all been so many red flags to fathers and mothers who's getting into the same situation. If they're treating your child like this now and you a girlfriend, hey,
I'm going to feel entitled to
get married.
Yeah.
Unless you're the type of person that, maybe they have a point. But no, because remember, Dad, you and the wife didn't like Andrea. You liked Andy. She was Andy way before this woman came into it. Now this woman has decided to rename your daughter. And you are just, no.
I would like to think that the father would have spoken up somewhere, but it does not sound like it.
He don't have a spine. He does not have a spine, period. You know he didn't like the name. Why would you purposely call her a name that the father didn't like, the mother didn't like, and she doesn't like? Because
I
you're
just think the father
Cruella.
did. I don't.
You,
I
ma'am,
think
are
the father was
Cruella.
okay with this. I think the father was okay with the name. I just don't think the father said anything to this girlfriend saying, "Hey, you need to stop calling." Because for me personally, now I'm back into father's mode. Don't call my child other than their name. Don't do that. It was
Even they asked you.
Yeah, it's like you.
you're disrespecting her, i.e., you're disrespecting me because I'm the one that
Exactly.
named her. Do not call her other than the name that I named her since birth. I don't care what what you decide to do. You ain't the mama. You the girlfriend. Do you want to stay that way? Then you may want to stay in your lane and realize that my daughter has a name that was named after me and the ex-wife. We agreed to the name. We didn't think to look into the future and ask your permission.
Exactly.
So please stop doing that to my daughter, to my son, to my cousin, to my uncle. I don't even care anymore.
She
Don't
better call.
rename my freaking family because you like a different name. Hey, I'm sorry, I'm getting riled up because the last part of my sentence was, "Who the hell do you think you are?" So I know I'm getting riled up. So I'll move on. So let's see what we got here. Mickey said, the chest freezer was over 50 years old. Good God.
Ooh.
Good.
Ugh.
Wow.
The refrigerator was only 8. Now that's bad.
That's bad.
But the chest freezer was 50?
50 years old.
I think you got a good life out of that.
You sure did, but
And then
it
some.
stinks, I know.
Yes, we're very, very sorry.
Her response or lack of was appropriate. It really was.
It really was. She
It
wasn't
really
being
was.
disrespectful. That's like if you have a nickname. You know, most people grew up with a nickname. Thank goodness I never had one. But most
never had
people, they grew up with some sort of nickname, doo-wop, little bit, whatever it is that parents called them. And they'd be like, oh, that's a little bit. And then here she comes. No, I'm going to call you Big Musty. Now, what? That's not what we call her. We call her Little
God,
Bit.
I hope you don't.
I'm trying to think of something.
Yikes. Ooh. Florence slipped there.
I mean, we could take this into the realm of
Evil step girlfriend.
no, actually, I was going for with transgender people, and you purposefully keep on using what is now a dead name.
Yeah.
That's more than disrespectful. That's hurtful. So yes, get it right.
Yep, it can be. Or somebody changes their religion and they change their name from, for example, Cassius Clay to Muhammad Ali, and they keep calling him Cassius Clay and it's like, no. At some point, he just stopped. Like anybody that would call him Cassius Clay, he would not respond. It's like, that's not
Good
my
for
name.
him. Good for him.
Good. I grew up with the nickname Mickey because everyone mispronounced my full name. Oh, Mickey,
I
tell me.
love your
Oh,
name.
wait a minute. I
She
was
told you
going to say,
once.
tell me one time, and we still didn't
Was it?
figure out if
Wasn't
we
it
got it
like
right.
Michelita or Mick? Am I close? Michelina?
Michelina?
I remember that it was Italian.
If it's Michelina, I can remember it. If it's anything else,
I'm
I'm
pretty sure
going
I'm
with-
right about it, but Mickey, you'll tell me if I'm wrong. Because you'll be like, you really
Well,
Me
too
too.
long.
Why Mickey is letting us know we got it. Because if it's Michelina, I can remember, and I'm not even going to tell you how I can remember because it's not a good way of remembering it, but I can remember if it is Michelina. So let's move on. Like I said, we're going to go from the least. Now we're going a little higher now.
All right.
So wait a minute. Is Mickey answering? Yes, Anna, Michelina. All right. Now
Wait, I said two different names. I said Michelita, or she said Michelina. Which one was correct?
Yeah, Michelina.
Was Michelina? It's a beautiful name.
Yes, like I said, I can remember the name if it's Michelina. The other one, not so much.
I don't think there's a T in her real name.
It might be. I know a few women from France who are named Michelita.
Yeah,
Michelina.
okay, yeah.
Lena.
Oh,
Michelita.
I can remember Michelina.
Alright.
So
It's
now
a,
so now, Mickey, we got to ask the question: do you want us to continue calling you Mickey, or do you want us to start calling you Michelina? Because you, as you said, you changed your name to Mickey because nobody could pronounce Michelina. Yep,
yeah,
we
yours too.
got it. Michelina.
Michelina. Okay.
Yep, I got it. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
And in 3 episodes, he'll ask, now, what was your real name again?
3 episodes next weekend. We ain't got to go no 3 episodes next Saturday. I'll be
It's
back
got
to
to be
Mickey.
in repetition.
Yeah.
Get it in the mind. Yep.
All right, so we're gonna go to one step above, and Mickey, I'll get to your response real quick, but let's move on. So we're gonna go one step above. We're gonna work our way up. Woman thought I was the maid.
I'm a 16-year-old girl, and I have no idea how genetics work, but my maternal grandmother had dark skin, while my grandfather had fair skin. My mother was born relatively fair, and so was my father, but I ended up the same dark skin as my grandmother. My 2 brothers are fair skinned too, which makes me stand out a little. So what happened was my little brother had just turned 5, and my parents invited 4 of his friends and their parents to our house for a small party. I was cleaning things in the kitchen while my mother went upstairs. That's when I was approached by one of the parents who passed me some plates to wash and asked if I could speak English, to which I replied yes as a second language. That's not a lie because it's true for me and my whole family. She then proceeded to ask me about how long I've been staying there, how's my family, etc. By that time, it was clear to me that she thought that I was the housemaid. Instead of correcting her, I decided to entertain myself by playing along. I started to refer to my parents as sir and madam, and I cooked up a whole load of BS to answer her questions about my life. When I was done cleaning, I went back to the hall with my parents and mischievously called my brother young master, which confused him. And then my mother came downstairs and I called her madam, to which she immediately realized what had happened and told me to stop it. Then my mom told the parent that I'm her daughter, the sister of the birthday boy. I have to admit, everyone laughed at the misunderstanding. But the parent who made the assumption, instead of laughing it off, they became very red in the face. She apologized, then she took her kid and left the party just like that. It was kind of awkward for a while, but the party went on without them since there are still 3 more kids with my brother. My parents told me after the party that I had taken it too far by embarrassing the parents, and they wanted me to apologize to her the next time we meet, if there is a next time. I refused to, because I think she kind of asked for it. I couldn't stop myself from having a little fun. And who the heck just assumes someone to be the housemaid and get all nosy about their life? Am I the butthole for embarrassing her?
Ooh. 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 Kind of, yes.
How old was she again?
Yeah, how old was she when
16.
she did that?
Si-
Oh, yeah. Yeah. She was out of place. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Can't do that. No.
I can.
Yeah, I mean, I get why she did it,
Yeah.
but nah, you can't, not in this case. If you was like 18, 19, like if you was up like an adult, I still wouldn't have done it. I'd been like, no, I'm not the maid. Thank you very much. But yeah, she is. I gotta say yes.
I'm gonna go. No, I don't think you're an a-hole. You're 16. You're playing around with reality. Oh, but honey, that was not the right way.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and give you my answer then.
You know what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
Go OP.
Yep, that's what I thought you was gonna say.
That was fantastic. Listen here, you little bigot. When you come into somebody's house and you see the only dark-skinned person in there, and you jump to the assumption that they the maid, and Now, and there's a special other part of the story. Because not only did you think that this woman was the maid, you decided, well, since you the maid, I'm gonna get a little background on the family by asking her all the private dirt on the family whose house we in. By asking
Oh,
her
I didn't
this
even
and
realize
that
that.
and the other and blah 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 and everything else. Hey,
She
sorry.
definitely gets an a-hole.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm sorry. And by the way, I hate to do this, but I don't think age has anything to do with this. 16 or 60. If you're coming in there being disrespectful and you know you're being disrespectful, hey, sorry. I'm gonna play around with you. Because here's the funny thing about it. If you didn't think there was a big deal about it, lady, why did you leave? Because you
Mm,
knew what you was doing was wrong. You knew you
yeah.
jumped to the conclusions. You knew she played you, and that's why you up and left with your child.
Mm-hmm.
Because you knew you was in the wrong when you did that. So I'm sorry, I can't go by it. She's 16, so I don't know. You need to stay in your place. No, 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 no.
No.
At a certain age, I always tell my kids now, you don't ever be disrespectful, but you don't allow disrespect either. I'm not finna raise nobody like that. And I've been doing that for years. So this whole thing about you're the child, I'm the adult, blah, blah, blah. No, I grew up with that logic and come to the realization the older I get, the more I realize, no, these people that was just doing this because they was older adults were really just a-holes. And they didn't do anything but a little power trip because what did they do? They went after little kids because of the dynamic of you're the child, I'm the adult, so I can disrespect you, but you have to disrespect me only because my mama got pregnant way before your mama got pregnant. That's the only reason why I can disrespect you, but you can't disrespect me.
No.
No, that we ain't finna work this route. We ain't finna work that. And it's wonderful being 50 years old to look at people and they always just have this twinge of looking at it going, well, come on now. You got to respect your elder. Woman, I'm 50 damn years old. I am the elder. You can miss me with the elder talk anymore. Even at 60, you can't even come to me and talk about, well, you got to respect your elders. I'm in that elder range now. 51. Sorry. Nope. Kept myself alive long enough to say go to hell. Just for saying stuff like that. You want respect, you give respect. And you earn your respect. But I'm not going to give you respect because of your age. And by the way, mom, sorry. You need to go and apologize to her. And you know me, I like to see the full sentence said out loud. I'm sorry, lady, that you thought I was the maid. And I played up the role of what you thought I was. That's the apology.
And with that attitude, that's not an apology.
Okay, but that's what it was. That's what it was. I'm sorry that I played up the role of a maid that you assumed I was simply because of the color of my skin and that I was washing dishes. Sorry. But next time, don't go into somebody else's house, see a different skin tone, and assume they're to help.
Genetics is a funny thing.
It sure is.
It really
You
is.
can have two very light-skinned parents and get very dark-skinned children. You can get everything in between. We really should be beyond the point where we assume something because somebody's skin color.
We should be, but we're
We
not.
should be.
We're not. And that's why she ran away. The reason I asked how for the confirmation of how old she was is because I could not call her an a-hole in this situation.
I'm I'm still going with the a-hole. That she did not have to do. She could have addressed that way different.
She
She
could have.
could have.
She did not have to play along with no.
It was more fun the other way. Nah, nah.
No.
There's a lot of things there's a lot of different ways you can
I don't
address
know if I
something,
agree
but
with the mother asking her to apologize. I mean, how do you say I apologize for you being a racist? I don't know how
Right.
that conversation kind of works, but
Mm-hmm.
I see. Yeah, it's.
well,
I think the daughter was being an a hole doesn't overall make her an a hole, but she did a very a hole thing.
well, that's why I came up with a new saying that you may be the a-hole doesn't automatically make you wrong. Because some responses you kind of have to be an a-hole. There's some responses. Don't get me wrong, it's few and far in between. So I'm not having an open season for okay, I can act like an a-hole. No. It's few and far in between situations where you can act like an a-hole. There are some things that, like Tracy said, there are some things you can handle a whole lot better. But there are some things that's just so bad, you have to be. Now, could she have handled this better?
I mean, the racist shouldn't have opened her mouth. I mean, that would have been helpful if she hadn't assumed that she was the man.
And let me go through this real quick because
she'd probably be one of those people who would swear up and down,
I'm not
I
racist.
am not racist.
I have a black or Hispanic friend.
I got racist friends.
No, you don't have racist.
Let me read this about Mickey. This just happens to be around what we're talking about. My first few years of school, teachers kept telling me that my parents, the Italian immigrants, were spelling it and pronouncing it wrong.
No, you can't pronounce it, so you're trying to come up with an excuse.
That's what I mean. Oh, I'm sorry. My parents who birthed me, named me, put it on the birth certificate and everything, spelled it and pronouncing it wrong. You do realize how many years have gone by them calling me this name before I met you? So
you're spelling your own name wrong.
So please stop thinking you're a blessing in disguise that I'm going to enlighten you on the spelling and the pronunciation of your name.
Sure, you've had it your whole life. And sure, it was your parents' name. They don't know what they talking about. Listen to me. I know everything. What?
You just pretty much proved you don't know Jack. And I get out this classroom. She thought a 16-year-old was the baby.
Yeah, that was
she
like...
may not have known that she was 16, though, so...
Yeah, because...
I don't think she was. I'll forgive her. She was being 16 years old.
Right. That's what I was sort of getting at.
Didn't she really approach her with a plate thinking the girl was supposed to clean? Yes, that is exactly right. She did hand her a plate to clean, so yeah.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because she was in the kitchen cleaning up.
Then the first question is, do you
speak English? That's the one I probably,
respect your... Oh, Parker, will you let that joke go, dude? Respect your elders except Larry Elder. We get it. We're never bringing up elders on this show again. L.O. Tracy, exactly. You're spelling your own name wrong. Right. My mother and father who named me,
they spelled it wrong.
How to misspell my own name and
so that you could correct it.
But you're such a blessing in disguise that you're going to teach me. And I'm pretty sure this was a white woman, so let me just go ahead. You, the white woman, is going to explain to me, the Italian kid, that my Italian parents have misspelled and mispronounced my... Boy, you talk about some damn entitlement beyond... This is amazing.
This is a Karen if I ain't never met one.
America. Ooh, and American English is...
amazing thing to come out your mouth. Me, as the white woman, can tell the Italian woman how to pronounce and spell her name correctly.
Wow.
America. Ain't it great? Ain't it grand?
It's something. That's all I'm going to give you right now. All right, last story of the hour. We're doing pretty good. So this is the creme de la creme because this is the one I know is gonna be, especially for Anna. I know this is gonna be the I'm pissed off and I'm
Oh no.
situation. My boyfriend thinks I professionally dresses.
I'm a 25-year-old woman, and I've been dating my boyfriend, who's 26, for about 8 months. I've always had a very alternative look, even as a child that got more expressive as I grew up. Colorful hair, facial piercings, tattoos, and very dark and bold makeup. This is how I feel most comfortable and happy. When we started dating, my boyfriend said that he likes my look, even though he himself dresses very basically. He even hyped me up when I showed him new makeup looks or outfits. However, a few days ago, as I was getting ready for work, he kept making weird faces at me. I asked him what was wrong, and he said nothing but kept shaking his head. This really irritated me because he was obviously bothered, but I wasn't going to entertain his huffy behavior. I finished getting ready and tried to kiss him goodbye like I always do, but he just turned away from me. This really hurt my feelings, and I can't even lie, I did cry a little bit on the way to work. I tried to text him during my breaks, but he didn't respond at all. When I finally got home and he still wouldn't say anything to me, I lost it. I asked him what his problem was and why he's treating me this way. He motioned to my clothes and simply said, "That." I obviously didn't know what he meant, so I asked what it was about, and he said, "I just can't believe that you'd wear that to work." I was confused because this is what I always wear. I told him that, and he was like, "Yeah, I know. It's so unprofessional. You'll never accomplish anything looking like that." I couldn't believe he said that to me. I was fighting back tears at this point, trying to tell him that my job allows it, and that I'm not the only one at work who dresses like this. He just kept repeating himself and said that clearly it's not that good of a job if they allow me to look like that. I couldn't take it anymore and left to go to my sister's house. He called me and I told him to F off, that I wasn't going to change my look because he didn't like it. He called me selfish, saying that I'm ruining our future together because I can't sacrifice one thing so that we can have a good life together, even though my job allows it and it's a good paying office job. There was no reason for me to sacrifice anything. After that, I hung up on him and ignored him for the rest of the night. I explained everything to my sister, and she does agree that my look is unprofessional, but if it doesn't cause issues at work, then it shouldn't matter. The next day, I had about 1 million messages from him saying how selfish I'm being and ruining our futures. I started feeling really guilty for leaving. I feel like I'm not wrong here, but even my sister kind of agreed with him, so I don't know.
You want me to go? Yeah.
Yes, I
Okay.
know. Yes. You already gave the middle finger, so I'm pretty sure this is going to be epic.
Boy, sit yourself down. This was the reason you liked her. She was different. She piqued your interest. What, the moment that you have her you're thinking long term, she's supposed to change for you?
Sacrifice.
Fuck that. Fuck right off all the way. You were wrong. You are the asshole. Honey, go be yourself. Enjoy it. Your job is fine with it. Go be yourself. You are doing nothing wrong. It is not unprofessional to dress this way. In certain professions, it would be inappropriate. Obviously, you found a job that is based on your skills and not how you look. And bravo. You do you, boo. Don't change. Not for a man.
Tracy?
If she don't get rid of this trifling, pathetic little boy and tell him to hit the curb, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you, girl, say goodbye. It's okay to say goodbye. You
Yep.
don't let anybody, and I'm saying this for men. Men don't let women control you.
Yep.
Women don't let men control you. Don't let anybody control you. You are not a child. The fact that this little child, little man boy, no, he's not a man, he's a little
Mm-hmm.
boy, wants his way, he's controlling, he's manipulative.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden you snap. Mm-mm. All of a sudden, just
You had a problem
no,
for a long time.
mm-mm,
And
no.
you were just thinking, all I need is some time to convince her.
Convince her. I mean, she's got a great personality, or she's got this going for her, and she's, we connect emotionally and romantically, but if I could just, it's not your job, little boy, to change her. If she wants to wear, and trust me, I work at a call center, so I've seen all kind of looks. I've seen purple hair with
Mm-hmm.
nose rings. I wouldn't wear it, but guess what? The environment allows it. So if I don't like it, what I could do is go get which I wouldn't do, get a corporate job where I have to dress in a professional suit. That's not gonna work for me, and it doesn't
You
work for
don't have
her.
to look at them while they're doing their job. That's
Exactly.
the
And
thing.
see,
You're an adult.
and the sister, girl, shut up. That's your sister. You support your sister. I don't
Thank
care.
you.
Shut
Oh,
up.
Tracy.
Shut up. Oh my gosh, what's wrong with people? What is wrong with people? He's literally controlling her. If he controls this, he's going to control her weight. He's going to control what she eats. He's going to control who she can see. He's a control freak. Drop him like last week's news. Drop him.
Mickey said this could be a red flag, the beginning of controlling her. Parker said, you don't get to decide what someone wears when they go out. That's their own decision. And you're right, Parker. Marlon always cracks up when Anna goes on a rant because Anna rarely goes on a rant, but I know when the rant is going to come. We've been doing this for 3 years now, so I know the stories that's going to put Anna in a rant. I know stories that's going to put Tracy in a rant. I definitely know all the stories that's going to put Thiz in a rant, and that's every story that we do. So,
well, I mean, I think I've only been with you guys for 2 of the years.
well, 2 of the 3 years, but either
Right.
way, and I don't learn
But you know me very well. You do.
If once I see the middle finger go up on the screen, yeah, this is going to be followed by a rant. So I can already tell you there's going to be a rant that comes on. So yeah. Oh.
And we're talking about, me, somebody who likes one of my love languages is service. And it is, in some ways, submission. Giving up control is an extreme act of trust. It takes an incredibly solid relationship. So no, this is not something for casual. You do a lot of negotiation, and you know your partner's limitations. Now, if you can take that and comfortably control the environment so that that person can then go do their best, be their best, awesome. This is a mutually agreed upon exchange of power. This bullshit from the story? Not. That is abusive.
I don't think he ever liked her extravagant dressing.
I don't think so
I think
either.
he said, you know what? I like
He
her,
thought he could change
but
it.
if I just keep chipping away and chipping away and chipping away, she'll see my side of it.
Exactly right.
Why does she want to be with you? Like, for what? You a child. Go grow up.
Really.
We'll give you one to grow on. You're an idiot. How about that?
Okay.
And many more.
Speaking of many more,
You know we
Walked
hate you, right?
right into that.
We walked right into it.
you did. You did. Oh,
You're welcome. You're so welcome. I love you. I hate you. I love you.
I just hate you, bro. I'm just gonna say mine right off the bat.
Wow, Tracy. I hate you too.
If
All
I can
right.
flip a middle finger, I can't. But you know, if
I mean, he was already showing. Okay, red flag number one. What are you wearing? Red flag number two was all of the messages.
yeah, how you gonna leave that many messages?
Okay.
All right, now let's.
He was cheating on somebody. He was
There
cheating
is
on her.
one thing that y'all missed. I caught on to it really quickly only because I've dealt with a lot.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna put it to you this. So I'm gonna ask you this question. Then I'm gonna play the video. So don't just start blurting out questions and all that other stuff. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What if he was okay with the way she dressed? Then what other reason would he have to act the way
Oh,
he's
I got an
acting?
answer.
Yep.
So, you guys were right. My boyfriend finally came back to my apartment Sunday. No message or call, just walked in like nothing happened. I immediately started questioning him, asking where the hell he's been and why he hasn't been answering me. He gave a half-assed response, saying that his mom needed help with something and he forgot to call me. I told him that he can't just ignore me for 3 days, and he said that he wasn't, even though he clearly was. I was already getting upset, so I told him that even if he wasn't ignoring me, the way he treated me before he left was messed up. Of course, he just starts saying that he didn't do anything wrong and that he was just trying to help me see how I'm hurting us both by dressing the way that I do. I told him for like the 500th time that my job doesn't care about what I wear and it's not a concern. He said even if my work was okay with it, other people do and he shouldn't have to suffer because of it? Suffer. This is where things went south. I started yelling, "Who's saying they're suffering and why does it even matter?" He said no one, but I see the way that people stare and it embarrasses me. I cried because I was so hurt. He told me to stop being dramatic and that it wasn't a big deal. But at that point, I was beyond pissed. I said, if he's so embarrassed by how I dress, then he can date someone else. He starts to freak out, saying, "That's not what I meant. I'm just worried what people think." I kept asking, what people? Because clearly their opinion is more important than how I feel. He just kept looking around trying to change the subject, saying stuff like, "There's no one specific, but..." I told him that I didn't want to hear it and for him to leave right now. He was saying things like, "Are you serious? And you're really gonna act this way over clothes?" I just told him to get out over and over, and eventually he left, making a big deal of stomping out and slamming the door. Monday, I put his stuff in a box and left it outside. I texted him that he can come pick up his stuff when he brings me back my key. I told him that we're done because I won't be with someone who treats me like this. He kept messaging me, but I just ignored all of it. He came by at some point and picked up his stuff, but didn't leave the key. I was extremely worried that he would try to come in my apartment while I was asleep or away, so I called my dad and he changed my locks for me. I completely agree with this top comment from Puppies and Unicorns. Him. You're really gonna act this way over clothes? As he's acting that way over clothes.
Exactly. Boy, did I not pick that up. Ooh-wee.
Okay, listen, everybody. Let me clue you in on something because I've been doing this for a while. Don't ever assume that it's very few and far between people who act a certain way till they get to a certain point. Was always the most common thing, and you know what? When they always say the common thing is though, when you hear hoofs, don't assume it's a zebra. Always assume it's a horse. So you always go to the most common thing. When you're young and immature like this dude is, it isn't always you was okay. He was okay with the way she was dressing.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Because here's the most common thing of what
No, he
happened.
wasn't.
He was. Let me finish. Let me finish. He was okay with the way she was dressing. He was cool with it. But somebody got into his ear who wasn't okay with the way she was dressing. And now he has an issue with it.
Marlon, you hear yourself.
Yes. Because I have seen so many relationships break up over outside interference. I have seen so many. I have seen so many where I literally had to look dudes in the face and go, wait the hell a minute. You had no problem with this, and this. I mean, I was okay with him. I mean, I wasn't no big deal. I was like, so what changed? Man, I can't have her going out
I
looking like
didn't
that in front
think
of me.
about it is different from I was okay with it.
Yeah, that's the difference. Yeah,
But
I was
that's the
okay
deal.
with it. It wasn't like he was embracing, like, hey, girl, I'm going to tell anybody to talk.
Listen to what he was saying. There are other people.
Yeah, and he was worried about their
Them.
looks.
He was worried about
How
other
they
people,
felt about the way she
which
dressed,
means
which
he
was
himself had a problem
embarrassing
with it.
him.
Mm-hmm.
That meant
So
he had a problem with
again,
it.
if these people wasn't embarrassed, didn't say nothing about her clothing, didn't say anything, would we have been holding the same conversation? No. It was again outside interference. People come and going, dude, are you sure you? Because she looking for. First of all, this is how idiotic he is. You didn't even have the balls to sit there and say, I'm embarrassed by the way you dress it because I see how people are looking at you now after 8 months. You went straight to, it's unprofessional. The paycheck that I get every 2 weeks says otherwise. Apparently where I work don't seem to give a rat's ass what I look like. So I don't understand exactly where you going with the unprofessional and the job thing. When if a job who is willing to hire and pay me have no problem with it, why do you? Why all of a sudden? And you didn't have a problem with it. You blew up. Look at this. Look at the way you dressing. It is so unprofessional. What kind of really? Why are you so bad? Why are you so upset?
Oh, me.
Good.
He had a problem with it. He had a
I
problem with
don't
it. You
think so.
clearly said everything that he said was a lie. I don't have a problem with it. But yet he's bringing it up. He would have never brought it up if he never had a problem with it.
In 8 months?
He had a problem with it from Jump Street. He just didn't know. Like Anna said, he was trying to get in, trying to convince her if he would just pick away at it, he would get her to change her mind. He had a problem with it. That's why he kept saying it's unprofessional.
Where was the picking at? He didn't pick at it. He took
He
a
did.
sledgehammer to it.
Picking at sledgehammer, whatever he did, he still never had a problem with it. You're saying he didn't. I'm saying yes, he did. He clearly had a problem with it.
And I'm still saying
From Jump Street.
Think he had an issue with it until other people had an issue with it. And
no, because if he loved her the way he said he did, he would never have let those people's thoughts crash his mind.
That was a bunch of crap.
He's about the way other people look at you makes me uncomfortable.
Right.
Well, boy, grow a set. A whole set, because you don't, obviously you missing something. He clearly had a problem with the way she dressed. Clearly.
He has a problem with the way she dressing now.
He
not
had
because
it before.
But not because he has a problem with it. It's because outside people have a problem with it.
Marlon,
and it embarrasses
him. No, Marlon, no.
Not changing my mind. Nope.
You just as wrong as two left shoes.
I'm not changing my mind. How okay. Listen to what I'm saying.
We listened to what you said.
What exactly after 8 months he embarrassed of?
You're saying that he didn't have a problem. He said he didn't have a problem with it. He did have a problem with it. He was lying the whole time.
What evidence do you have with this story hasn't been said that says he had a problem with it?
It was how easily the outside influence
Thank you, Anna.
That
turned
doesn't mean you
him
have a problem with it.
completely
Turn him around.
180
That means
degrees.
it was already there.
Not
That means he's
thinking
easily
about
influenced.
something
That
is
means he's
not the
easily influenced.
same.
I don't have a problem with this. You're lying. Little boy,
He
you're
may have
lying.
never considered it before.
Nope.
And then suddenly other people are going, wait, that's your girlfriend?
Thank you.
And you know what? If they then are picking up and he is getting upset, because if he was not upset, he would turn around to them and go, yeah, she looks fabulous, doesn't
Thank
she?
you. Wouldn't he?
Wait a minute. I'm so happy that you think this dude had the balls enough to do any of this stuff. The guy's whole argument was unprofessionalism at work, that she has a job at and get paid at.
She
This
should
dude
have
ain't got
left this
balls.
She
little.
wasn't at her work.
She should have left.
Like,
She should have left this dude in the beginning. Leave him. Don't never come back
okay,
to him.
where
Change your
were
mind.
they?
Wait a minute. One more other thing, real quick. If you're gone for 3 days, dude, you're gone, period. Like, we're not holding
Yeah.
a conversation of why and where and everything else. If
She
you
should have
done
had them door
disappeared
locks
for
changed
3
real fast.
days,
Give a note,
I-
something.
I'm not finna hold a comment. This is Thea's avenue right here. Hey, we ain't finna have a conversation about where you was at, what you was doing, why you didn't call, and all this other stuff. When you come, the stuff is already on the porch packed. I've already changed the locks. I ain't
Lock
gonna
his
sit there
number
and
on
wait
your
for you
cell
to
phone.
give me
Change
key.
the door
I don't want
locks.
the key back. The locks
Get a
already changed.
Get a restraining order because little boy has problems with his little friends telling them they don't like his tweets. Go eat your chicken nuggets and French fries. Oh gosh!
Leave chicken nuggets and French fries alone, man. Come on. And Parker, yes, I know. I'm very good with the got you. He did this earlier when I did the whole thing, but thank you, Adam, for setting me up because that was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
That was beautiful. So he always was ready to break up with, and I thought about that Mickey for a split second. That was lowest on the totem pole, though. He always was ready to break up with her, and he hoped that he was going to be enough of a bastard. She would break up. That she would do the breaking up. All her fault. Yeah, those are cowards.
Yeah.
Those are the cowards. I can't do it. Because that's another avenue we could go down. We don't have time for it, but that's another avenue. I don't want to be with you no more, so I'm gonna come up with some
instead of leaving him like an
reason
adult
that
and
I
saying
wanna
this is
break up
over,
with
this
you.
isn't working.
Dude, you're really going to say you're gonna do all of this over clothes? Hello?
Bro,
As you
Some self-awareness here?
Yeah.
you're gonna break up over clothes. What are you talking about?
No, I'm breaking up over your control.
Mm.
I think he was worried someone else might.
That's what I thought.
I think that was very central in his fear.
I do too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, everybody. We're 2 minutes ahead of time, so
Well, hey, we went all the way to the hour, so
we almost went all the way to the hour. So we're going to go ahead and take, which is funny, we're going to go ahead and take an early 2-minute break. We're going to take a early break of 1 minute and 30 seconds to reboot and refresh, and we will see everybody on the other side with Am I the A-Hole? More of them. Yes, I know. More Am I the A-Hole? A returning Real or Nah, and of course, Foxy's videos of the week, which I hope I have enough time to get into because one is truly a deep conversation to have. 3-minute break. We will see everybody on the other side. Stay tuned.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread.
Welcome back, everybody. And of course, before we even get started, let's pay those bills. Please do not forget to go to patreon.com/a better Tracy media page. Help support Tracy at all of her endeavors. Please do not forget to go to patreon.com/complex mind. Exactly where it is right there. Help support Theas at all of his endeavors. Also, Theas, if you're watching or see the replay, happy Father's Day to
Happy
you.
Father's Day.
Hey, yeah.
Please do not forget to go to my Patreon page, patreon.com/radical truth to power, exactly the way it's spelled, capital R, capital T, capital T, capital P. Please do not forget to go to Anna Hart's website, Borelli, etc. Learn something that you didn't think you need to know, but you should. And as always, you can email me at radtp@outlook.com. That's radtp@outlook.com. And just a side note, Parker, I saw the video that you sent me, and remember the lady that I was showing that was just spewing on some of the stupidest things?
I was gonna ask. There was something about a song.
No. The person that we thought was the lead for governor, and the lady was saying something about if the earth was flat.
Oh, and they turned it
not
over like a man.
over and stuff
The
like that.
impersonator.
Yeah, and Parker had to tell us that no, that's not really her. That's an impersonator. Well, Parker sent me the video of the lady impersonating. All of us is going to get mad. All of us is going to get mad.
Ooh.
Because we know who the impersonator was. That was the lady that came up with "You can't abort because your baby
Did I
might
say
be
this?
Jesus."
I kept saying, boy, that
That
sounds a
was
whole lot.
her. The same lady.
And I made the connection and didn't even know I was making it.
You did.
Y'all need to
'Cause that's
listen
what
to
Parker-
me more.
that's-
That's all I gotta say. Listen to me more. Because I literally said, boy, she sounds like the lady that says.
It's them right here. Listen.
That's why I got all this gray hair for.
She guessed it.
You know what? When my grandfather Grey Wolf noticed my mother having her first gray streaks, and that she was a little late 30s, early 40s, and he says, I see you've begun to wear your wisdom. Congratulations. Completely turned around how she thought about it.
I had 2 kids walk up to me and ask where my grandkids are.
I'm so sorry.
I'm like, whose grandmother do I look like? I mean, technically,
Technically, you could.
Because if I had a child at 25, do I look like a grandmother to you?
They saw the gray hair.
If you were, I would say you are a young, hot-looking grandmother.
You can't ask me because I thought for the longest time your hair was purple.
Yeah, I was like, Marlon thought my hair was purple.
So you're definitely.
I did too. Okay, I'm guilty there too. I don't know what it was.
It was
the light.
probably the lighting.
Yeah.
Which is terrible.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We done came to it's the lighting, but
it had to be.
Like I said, I thought it was the coolest thing I've ever saw. To be honest with you.
And
I'm that type of person, and luckily I'm married to a family of the type of person. I like people who is flamboyant, just they're out there just doing their thing because it's like, yeah, you ain't got to look at me.
This is me.
So, all right, everyone. Oh, I forgot. Hello, everybody. Hello,
hey,
Foxy.
Hey, Foxy.
All right. Am I the a-hole? Okay. I will say this, I had to change my mind a couple of times on this video. So I'm just going to go ahead and play the video and then we'll discuss it. And I'll tell you exactly how I started changing my mind.
I have 3 kids, Michelle, who's 7, Juliet, who's 6, and Leo, who's 2. Michelle's in 1st grade, and Juliet is in kindergarten at our local public school. Juliet, however, is very gifted. She came into kindergarten reading chapter books and was doing math at a 2nd grade level. She's obviously doing great academically, but struggles socially at her school for a couple of reasons. Firstly, she doesn't understand that other people's brains don't work like hers, and she tends to get frustrated when people take a bit longer to figure things out. Second, she's just a huge bookworm and would rather spend recess reading instead of playing with the other kids. Then she gets upset that she can't talk about her books with them. I was recently called into a meeting about Juliet with her teacher, the principal of her school, and the superintendent. They basically said that they don't have the resources to support Juliet in her school or any of the schools in this district. But there is a school 2 towns over specifically for gifted students from 1st to 10th grade. Then, for grades 11 and 12, they have a building at a community college, and she would be taking college courses for high school and college credit. She would have to test into the school, but her school would provide the testing. The school sounds great for her, but it's close to 30 minutes away from her current school. It starts and ends 45 minutes later than her current school, so I'd be able to get her and Michelle to school on time, but it would eat up at least 2 extra hours of my day, and I don't have that kind of time for school drop-off and pickup, nor do I have the patience to deal with a 2-year-old in the car for 2 hours per day. My husband works in the opposite direction and wouldn't be able to drop her off. We could ask my father-in-law. He sometimes drives the kids around for me, but I don't want him to have to drop off and pick up 2 hours per day. My husband doesn't agree with me at all. He thinks that I should be willing to make the drive for her and insists that I have the time because I'm a stay-at-home mom. I brought up the issue of our youngest having to spend that much time in the car, but he says that I could just have his parents babysit. I still don't think that it's worth the 2 hours per day that I'd have to put in to take her to this school. So I enrolled her in our local public school for the next year, but my husband is furious with me for ignoring her social and academic needs. Am I the bad guy?
This is an easy one. This is easy.
I'll let you go first, Tracy.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. It's called making a sacrifice for your children. Yes, you can drive 2 hours back and forth. I don't know why you never called the school to ask, hey, do you all have transportation where you could bring my child back? I get it. You're a stay-at-home mom. You got a job. You definitely have a job. You're just not getting paid for it. But girl, if you don't sit your ungrateful self down, you could have a child that could get college credits while technically in high school. What is your problem? Yes, you are clearly the a-hole. You are, if a-hole was a person, it would probably be you. You are selfish. You are, well, you're selfish.
Anna?
Would I go as far as to call her an a-hole? I agree, she's selfish. Mom, you don't seem to understand the difference between schools that have all of the art programs, all of the books, all kinds of different classes that you can offer when your budget is higher. Yeah, it's called a sacrifice. You would be putting your child on a fast track to having their associate done by the time she was 18. I understand it's going to be hard. You might have to ask for help.
Yep.
But yes, make some inquiries. There might be some transportation that you don't know about. if you keep your child in a place that does not stimulate her, that does not challenge her, she's going to get bored.
Yep. Yeah.
School is going to become hell when it could be the most brilliant thing. I am actually speaking from a growing up. I was in a lower middle class, I would say, family, income family, and we had the luxury of looking around at America and saying which school systems are the best, because my parents had just had my brother. He's 5 years older than me. They settled on New York and a school system out on Long Island because it was in the top 10 at the time. And let me tell you, this school system took us to Broadway. It took us on all these kinds of field trips. I mean, I had an extremely privileged childhood. I admit that, I acknowledge that, and I am so happy that it allowed me to continue to be the curious child that I was. I made my way into advanced classes, and you know what? I tested into a local community college. I had a year of college done by the time I was 18. I then went on the camping trip, got bit by ticks, but it was a brilliant program. At 16, 17, which I was a little ahead of the rest in age, that you're no longer your teachers, your professors. They treat you like a human being with thoughts. They question your thoughts. They have conversations with you. They entertain theories with you. It's the difference between college, even, and high school is so massive that knowing that this school could put her on a fast track to just going there, the school tests for it. Wonderful. I had to go to the college, do their testing, make sure I had enough English, math, science, the basics, and then I tested at a 101 level. And so at the time, I was thinking of becoming a doctor. I had my plan written out where I was going to come back from that trip, get a job, go back to school, and then go up to either the University of Washington, or I really wanted to go to the University of British Columbia. Funnily enough, the guy that diagnosed me, he's a professor emeritus of UBC, and I have a great relationship with him. So, you know, the universe, it still pushes you in the way that you're gonna go. And I'm helping people. I'm not a doctor. I know I can't be in that system. But having those classes, having those chances, having people that believed in me, backed me up, it opened up a world of possibilities. I was I had scholarships, y'all. I could have My life went very, very different, but I could have been in Juilliard or Berkeley, and that's not something that's opened up to every child. Unfortunately, they have to notice you. You have to be somewhat special, and it sounds like this child is special. Put what you have into her. And that younger sister, I hope it was a sister, the younger sibling will grow up knowing what it is like to support and love their sibling. I'm done. I'm done. Sorry. Sorry to rant.
If you'd have went to Berkeley, you wouldn't have been here.
That's right. You never would have met us.
So
I am extremely
I'm
blessed with what I have right now.
Not to say
I'm just being selfish. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, as a person that was never smart enough to test out of anything, as I wasn't, I barely graduated high school. However, the only thing that I worry about is the other siblings. The mothers and father had to be really, really careful not to say, well, she's special, but you're just ordinary. You know what I mean? They have to be really, really careful. Because,
Everybody is special in their own
way. Yes,
way.
exactly. And there's nothing, and here's messages you won't hear. There's nothing wrong with being ordinary. In other words, there's just really nothing wrong with it because you have an ability. You got to teach those children that they have an ability, that they're super smart, probably going to graduate with a PhD by the time she's 20. Sister doesn't have. Maybe she can't draw or squat. Well, I can't either. Maybe she's not good at sports. Maybe she gets on Jeopardy and she fumbles the pop culture questions. Like, you thinking those people are so smart, but they don't even know Madonna recorded Like a Virgin. Like, how are you not gonna know that? How do you not know that? So, like I said, as a person that like barely graduated high school, barely got through school, was just like, I was below what passing was. I was like right there where I could pass, but it would have made sense to hold me back. They didn't because I went to public school. But I'm saying all that to say, again, making my point that those parents have to be really careful of how they treat the other children and not to like put this child up on a pedestal, although the mother is just complaining for really no reason. Like, girl, shut up.
May I ask, did your parents support you in your school career?
They always wanted more. Because like my siblings are
that's
super
not exactly
smart.
Support.
Yeah, that's not exactly, I love my parents, but they weren't always, they didn't do everything right. They definitely weren't perfect. But I think they recognized that I had more of an artistic thing going. And so they supported that like hesitantly. Whereas my siblings.
You use your left brain more than your right, I think.
Yeah, I think that means I use my left brain more than my right. But it was different. I mean, I have a sister that's super smart, a brother that's super smart, and then, well, there's Tracy.
But my deal is this, and I'm going to pat myself on the back while at the same time self-deprecation at the exact same time. Everybody thinks I'm very smart. Everybody comes to me for this question and that question and blah, 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 and everything else. And take my word for it. As much as it seems like I'm bragging, after a certain amount of time, it's kind of like really irritating because it's like, well, what about this and this and this and this? And then what didn't this happen? And I'm like, you do realize I research every damn question you ever asked me. And I'm not.
You don't have time for every.
Yes, I'm not my Dale Robinson. I'm not Benjamin Dixon.
You better.
I'm better, but here's the
Yeah.
deal.
Good Baby was on today. Sorry.
They were. All three of them was on today.
Yep.
Really?
I
Oh,
gotta
I
get that
have to check it
episode.
out.
But that's my personal opinion. I'm gonna leave personal opinion. I'm gonna drop personal opinion.
I'm gonna watch them.
I mean, I'm gonna go back and watch them. Like,
Literally for the simple fact of Mondale, because to the rarity that we'll ever see Mondale on TV again, let's take advantage of this situation. The dude is a mayor now. Let me
he's
take
on
it.
TYT
He's
all
on
the time.
TYT on Fridays. It's great.
Okay, let me rephrase it. My Mondale, the one that lets loose, not
I
Mondale
know.
TYT, not Mondale Damage Report.
I know.
I need the Mondale and Benjamin Dixon and the Marcus Farrow that during the pandemic used to be on late at
Oh well,
night.
don't watch this A's interview because they show didn't give none of them vibes. I was like, y'all can't.
What?
Anyway, let's move on. I'm sorry. I told you we'll get on the rant. The reason I'm saying what I'm saying now is because I am smart. I really always feel like I'm smart. So why did I not feel like that when I was in school? I probably was smart in school. I was just lazy AF. And I really was.
There's a big difference.
I didn't want to do my homework. I didn't want to do the schoolwork. I wanted to look at my cartoons. I wanted to look at my TV shows. I wanted to go outside. And then I wanted to eat and go to bed. So it always have that. But let's move on a little bit because I don't want to fall behind. But I do want to put this message up. I disagree. She had 2 other children at a home to take care of. Not selfish when that one child can't be her own concern. Well,
we really hate you. I mean, you testing it?
Oh, yeah.
That was good. I didn't expect that one at all.
Here is the deal.
She should have just got her father to be like, hey, take this kid to school every day.
It has absolutely nothing with that. It has absolutely nothing with that. This falls into the category of when people do not give you the full story.
Oh, no.
Opie's trying to defend herself, and it just makes her look worse and worse. Someone writes, "You're the bad guy. Sorry, but we sacrifice for our kids first and foremost." That whole "I don't have the patience" comment pushed it over the edge. OP replied, "Do you want to sit in a car with a 2-year-old for at least 3 hours per day?" Someone else mentions homeschooling, and OP says, "We tried that for a year with preschool, and I just couldn't handle homeschooling her." Anyways, 8 days later, OP posted an update. "I found out that my husband took Juliet to get tested for the gifted school behind my back, and she got in. After he found out that she was accepted, he let our house... I knew it! He let our housekeepers go. We have housekeepers come twice a week and canceled my gym membership to pay for a service to drive her to and from school, all without telling me. As a result of his actions, I'm currently staying with my parents and will be getting a divorce. Juliet will be starting her new school in July. I hope you're all happy with the outcome." Yes, OP, I am very happy. I'm especially happy that I called it. I knew something about this. I was just getting trophy wife vibes. That was what she had to sacrifice to make this happen. Not sitting in a car for 3 hours. No. A maid and a gym membership. That was her real sacrifice here. That in exchange for her daughter getting the education she needs. Disgusting, OP. Down in the comments, someone says,
Yeah, she's even worse than what I thought.
She's terrible.
So, yeah.
She's jealous. That's what she is.
No. That's not jealousy. That's lazy AF. She's
jealous of her gifted child and just
Tracy,
I
promise you, it's not jealousy. I promise you, this woman had her own way of doing things, and that 3 hours would have messed it up. That's what she was not willing to sacrifice. she was not willing to sacrifice the 3 hours because she was doing stuff for herself
Going to the
for
gym.
those 3 hours.
She didn't try
Juliet
homeschool.
using those drive for you would have messed up her routine. That's the word I'm trying to find. She had a routine. The 3 hours for her daughter would have messed up her routine. And that's what she was not willing to sacrifice. It wasn't
You
that she wasn't willing
selfish.
to sacrifice for her daughter. It was the fact that she was not willing to sacrifice her routine for
Which
her
means she
daughter.
wasn't.
And
willing
how
to
much of that was other people watching her children if they're at home?
This is what threw me. And this is why I'm glad I kept listening, because this is what threw me. I knew there was some BS going along. Always listen to the smallest things that people say.
The way
And
they say.
yeah, don't listen to the big things. The big bad of the story is always what everybody pays attention to. Listen to the smallest things, because the smallest things is what ticks you off that some BS is going on. And this is the smallest things that this is the small thing that she slid in there that messed her up. Was, well, I can get my father to drive her from time to time, i.e., I have support from others, but I really
But
don't want to do that. There we go. There we go. Now, why? Why?
Because she's a
She
piece
could
of
be on the up and
garbage.
up. She didn't want her father in it. She could be on the up and up into it. Or, and this is what it probably is, or she had her routine so fully packed that nobody knew what the routine is, and bringing in another person that may say something to her like, why the hell am I driving your kid while you at the gym? Why am I working and you ain't doing jack? Which, by the way, she ain't doing jack. So everybody came in, she's cleaning the house and cooking the blah, blah, blah. And let's face it, the cooking dinner. Is she?
Housekeeper probably did that too.
Yeah, like, is she cooking dinner? Is she really watching the kids that long?
Housekeeper probably
nope.
doing that too.
She don't want to do. She don't want
She
to do
has
shit.
she has a routine. She don't want to mess up that routine, and these 3 hours would mess up the routine.
And
And
that
she
husband,
was ready for divorce because she didn't have her gym
that husband
or
should be
her maid.
that husband should be doing a happy dance that she's leaving.
Yes,
Let her go and take custody of the kids.
I'm
Don't
so
let you.
sorry for the kids.
I'm
I
sorry
am
for the kids,
so
but they ain't
sorry.
losing nothing. A sorry behind the mother. That's what they losing. They losing a sorry behind it, selfish little nitwit that only thinks about herself. They ain't lost nothing. They be all right. Just don't let her have full custody. She can see them on the weekends if she even want to do that because her routine.
Wait, Anna, where did you say you saw clickbaity tonight? It's literally on clickbaity.
No, it's not. Okay, so Parker, you're gonna have to go to Facebook to see it.
I thought it was,
And type
I
in
thought it was
I
literally
clickbait.
gotta.
on clickbaity.
It's not on this channel. You have to go to Facebook and then go to type in
No,
clickbaity.
I gotta. It's right on
clickbaity.
YouTube. It's on
You got it on
clickbaity.
YouTube? I
Yep,
couldn't get
yep.
it on YouTube, so I just watched
Clickbaity
it on.
political thirst trap. Their old website. It's right. I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking right at it. Yep.
Well, shoot, I thought you had to go to Facebook.
Look,
I'm
the
like,
first
go to
thing
Facebook.
about it is either you're going to see it on
Might have
clickbaity or
been for
you're going to see it
live.
on Benjamin Dixon. Those are the only places they've ever been.
Well, he
Either
Right.
said
on
he
their
couldn't find it
website
on
or on
Ben's
Benjamin Dixon.
channel.
On what?
He said he
No,
couldn't
it's
find it on Ben's channel.
so Parker clickbaity thirst trap. Sorry, clickbaity political thirst trap. Look that up. Mondale Robinson, Marcus Farrell. Really good channel. You want to subscribe to them. You want to look back throughout their
I'm
material.
literally going to do.
Sharp, incredibly sharp minds that give you such a unique look. And these guys, ultimately, they're the reasons that we got together,
That's
because
true.
each of us kind of went, we like what they're doing, and we have something to say individually, but then we came together, and
Oh,
we
I just put the link to it in there, so you can take a look
get
at it. You can take a look at it
wait.
after our show. After our show.
He's got a whole week. I mean, he can look at it tomorrow,
Right.
Wednesday,
But
I
Thursday.
yeah,
promise you will laugh. You will cry. These guys are top notch.
when you hear my rants and everything, it's a modification of their rants. It really is.
Okay.
And they inspired me to get on here because it's like,
It wasn't Lindsey Graham.
no, Lindsey Graham was the one that pissed me off enough to do it. Political. First of all, let's go back a little bit. Let's make something perfectly clear. I wouldn't even know who Benjamin Dixon was if it wasn't for clickbaity. I got clickbait first, and then I discovered Benjamin Dixon.
See, I'm reversed. I knew who Ben Dixon was, but I had no idea who clickbaity was. I'm like, who? Because Ben Dixon used to be on TYT.
Right.
That was my late night crack, if you want to call it that way, that I used to look at when it was late at night, because they used to come on at 9 or 10 o'clock, and they would just be like going at it. And it's very rare that they disagree with each other. And even then, when they did, it was like me and Thea, where we disagree. It's like blah blah
But
blah.
it's never disrespectful. It's always such a level of discourse that, and I say you and Theus reach it as well. It's a level, and you cannot get it in other shows. It's
which is why you should subscribe to this channel.
Please.
Thank you. Because are you not at this point in time? Are you not sick and tired? Or you may not be. Maybe that's the reason why you're doing it. But for everybody else, are you not sick and tired of listening to a whole bunch of arguments? At the same time, are you not sick and tired of going into the
mainstream media
echo chambers?
Yeah, that's what I refuse to do.
So you have to have a balance. That's why I love the people that I have on this. I don't want a whole bunch of people that I can agree with, because if I'm wrong on something, it's like, did I go back and go,
challenge me?
I was wrong on that. Why don't they all agree? And then vice versa. I don't want to go on somewhere else, but I go, well, X, Y, and Z. Man, that's the dumbest thing. Why are you? Oh my God! Why are you even have like? You have to have a balance of. You can have a disagreement. I don't have a problem with disagreement. We had a disagreement earlier today on the show.
Go to the facts.
I don't know why I was right, but the point is, we still had a disagreement on the show.
He was not right.
But the point of the matter is, not one time did we call each other out of our name. Not one time did we degrade each other. We're not that type of people.
Although I did call that one lady a sucker.
You did.
You did. And
that's really surprising.
Talking about us, and that was, and I.
But I've never called any of you suckers.
No.
I'm talking about people on this panel. Tracy, you still wrong for that, though. For real, I'm sorry. I'm never ever gonna sit there and let you go, no matter how many times you go. Okay, but I'm right. Okay, but I'm right. Okay, but I'm right. No, I'm no.
100%.
No, you're not. You're not even right at 10%.
And Foxy agreed with me.
Foxy did not agree with you.
She said, "Don't give that boy no lick of money." That's what I'm saying.
Don't give that boy no lick of money. We didn't argue that point. That wasn't the point.
I called it like I saw it, and I'm still not changing my mind.
Okay, we're not changing ours.
Okay, you don't have to do all the neck motions. You really don't have to do all that.
And at my age, I should never do that again.
Don't you
that was painful. Thanks, y'all. I've been watching Ben Dixon since I was like mid 2020s, but didn't know clickbait. You are wow.
Yep, I started watching Ben Dixon way before. I was like, "What's a clickbait?" And I used to call it clickability. I used to call it clickability. I never got it right. I'm like,
They
what's
used to
this?
have
They would do
so
shows and then 6 months no show, and then 6 months. I'm like, could y'all be a little bit
Trust
more
me,
consistent?
during the
they tried
pandemic,
to
they
do.
was
They
structured.
were going a lot.
That was
They
going
And
a
tried
then
to
lot.
it
do a
just was.
morning show with on Ben Dixon's channel. That turned out to be a whole bunch of crazy, and you can watch videos where they talk about what happened. They air everything out, and they're okay with each other now. Once again,
Yeah, that
Look,
happened.
reason
so
reason number 44 why the pandemic was good. It allows you to watch some of the greatest YouTube videos,
yep.
in my opinion, because they had a structured time frame and everything else. I structured this show off of clickbait. I structured minus the production because that's me. But other than that, I structured the show off of this. We can disagree. Be respectful. No, you're not going to disrespect us in the comments. No, you're not going to disrespect for after the show. You're just not going to do it. You're not
Mhm.
funny.
You going neckatude again?
Huh?
You going neckatude again with your neck? You
I'm
going
sorry,
all?
but I meant that. You're not going to disrespect each other on this show. You're
Make
not
it-
going to disrespect us in the comments. It's not going to happen.
Yes.
We ain't that doggone close, and you not, and but the people that try to do that, and I've had a very few on my show, but the ones that I see at other shows, you're not funny. You're not being real. You're not being. It is what it is. You're not being brutally honest. I'm calling it, since you want to be called. You're brutally honest. Then let me be brutally honest with you because that seems to be the only answer that you understand. Then you're an asshole, and you're not the good asshole. You're the bad asshole, which is probably why your ass is lonely and living in your mama's basement playing the same game because you can't get past that certain level in that game that you've been playing for the past 2 years.
What the?
That sounds awfully
I ain't
personal.
I ain't got to make sense. Oh, I mean, like I watched Ben Dixon on TYT and also saw him on MSNBC once or twice, but I
Mm-hmm.
probably didn't actually see his YouTube channel
Oh,
I'm
till like
still not
2024.
subscribed to his YouTube
okay.
channel because I keep
Really?
forgetting.
Oh,
Yeah, I
I'm
am
a
going.
patron.
I'm gonna tell you one thing that's funny. Yeah, so am I. And by the way, that's the only time I actually listen to Ben Dixon now. The 30
Oh,
minute the 30-minute Patreon
when
thing.
he gives the just him going, oh, I love it.
But I think I'm gonna start watching Bubba though. I think I am gonna start watching James' show. I keep saying that I am, and I
Yeah.
keep forgetting
Who?
what
The
James, the DJ.
DJ,
I thought the
Yeah,
DJ's name was Bubba.
that's his nickname.
his nickname is Bubba. His
James Williams?
Oh yeah, because actually nobody is actually named Bubba.
James
Yeah,
Bubba
you're right.
Williams. Yeah.
name
Okay.
Bubba Williams. He has a show on now, and I keep saying I need
Mm,
to watch it because his show does what we do. They watch videos and he comments on it. That's how
okay.
I got some of this stuff, but I keep forgetting, so I got to make a footnote. But
Hmm.
anyway, again, we go
I
on.
haven't seen it.
You didn't know? Oh,
No,
yeah.
I didn't. I didn't know that either
Oh,
until
yeah.
we saw the video from. So thank you, Parker. Yeah.
James has his own show now.
Here you go, Bubba.
Something beard.
We still have to see the song that was supposedly what happened after the lady.
Did somebody send me the video of that?
I agree with
I
thee. She was
believe
a troll.
Parker said that it was just right after that part. So,
Okay, I got to look up Parker's video again to see. There was a song after the woman. Okay,
okay.
I got to see if I can find that. I don't think I got that though. I thought I saw the whole video, but
Mm.
I'll go back and look through it though. But anyway, let's move on. Real or nah? Okay, let's make one thing perfectly clear. A comment that Tracy is always right coming from Tracy doesn't make it right. It just means that she knows how to type. That's all that means.
Don't y'all agree with me?
I ain't going to hell for you.
You're not going to hell for calling
yes.
They ain't nowhere to Bible. Why you going to hell? Because you're called her a sucker? No.
Thank you. I'm not going to hell for you. No. I'm going to hell for me. I ain't going to hell for you. Choosy beggar.
So for setup, I park for work in a giant car park that's shared by McDonald's and a supermarket. The supermarket also has a sandwich deli that serves fresh, huge, pretty healthy sandwiches and similar products. This was also after work and I was famished, so I decided to be naughty and grab a snack from McDonald's. As I was doing so, I get stopped by a beggar, asking if I can help him out with some food. Now, I'm somewhat jaded with encounters such as this, so I say that I can get him a specific thing from McDonald's if he's happy to take that. I told him I'm not giving him cash. Hearing me say that, the beggar looks nervous. He clears his throat and he says he would prefer something different. He said to me, if possible, sandwiches from the deli are more filling and healthy than McDonald's. And if possible, and only if possible, would I mind getting him a sandwich from the deli instead of a cheeseburger or whatever. The dude looked so ashamed and nervous about asking me to go this extra step on his behalf, but he was right. I then tell the dude to not sweat it and to wait right there. As I'm making the order at the deli, I tell the worker about the whole thing. She finds it so sweet that she gives me 3 sandwiches for the price of 1 to take out to the guy. The guy actually tears up when he sees the small feast that I've brought to him, and I tell him to thank the deli worker as well, since she contributed too. He offers me one of the sandwiches, and we go back and forth for a bit. He's insistent that this is so nice that I had to have one to enjoy myself too. It's only dropped when I point out that the sandwiches were specifically a gift from the deli to him, and it would be stealing if I took them. So the guy was literally a choosing beggar. I was going to offer him a cheeseburger or some chicken nuggets, and he specifically tried to choose something else. I thought it was entitled until I saw his reaction. It was one of the nicest moments in my life. Thank you for reading.
This is a repeat.
I know, and the deal, I realize that it is a repeat, but you also got to remember that we have new people watching, so.
Okay.
And for the new people that's watching the show, the reason I even played this is because I have the most skeptical panel on the face of YouTube, where I can play the most worst individuals in the world, and we can hold a whole hour conversation about it. I can bring up a sweet story on what somebody said, and oh my God, that's so fake. You don't put cheese on an English muffin. That's wrong. You know that's fake when they come up with every reason why a good, wholesome story is a good story. That's a sweet story. We can have somebody throw puppies off a bridge and everybody will hold a whole conversation about it. We can
cannot have puppies being thrown off of bridges. We cannot. Hard limit.
We can have the worst of the worst on this show and hold a full conversation about it. We have a wholesome story where somebody is helping somebody else, and oh, that's so fake. That's so fake. That don't even make any sense. You know, no red car can go over 90 miles per hour. Any excuse will do. They just come up with stuff. What Subway shop is wholesome? I don't find that wholesome food. That's real nasty food.
I mean, that's a good question, though, because really, are any of them? I mean, you got Jimmy John's, the owner that goes out and shoots things in Africa, endangered animals. Then you got Subway. Did I mention Jared? And then you got, what's that other one? Penn Station, which is just disgusting and nasty. And
I don't even know that one.
And Mike's or Jim's or whatever it's called.
Okay.
So yeah, that's actually a decent question.
No, it's not.
It is. You cannot find a healthy Subway place.
You why? Because all of them is better than McDonald's.
Why is McDonald's the number 1 restaurant then?
Because everybody is cheap and
because
they want
it's fast and cheap. Yes.
Subway is just as fast as McDonald's.
Doesn't mean you healthy.
And just because you eat at Subway doesn't mean you're healthy. You can put mayo.
This story was
right.
This story was, hey, I could buy you something from McDonald's. Well, can you buy me something from Subways because it's healthier and it's more filling? So it don't have to be the creme de la creme of healthy, but it got to be
It's the
healthier than
lesser of
McDonald's.
evils.
Yeah, it's like voting for the lesser of two evils. They're
That's
both bad,
that's
but it's like, which one is worse? I would agree with you. I would say McDonald's is worse.
would you rather he had something in his stomach? We'll take Subway.
I mean, he's homeless, so I'm gonna try my best to be accommodating. But I'd be like, dude, why don't I just go to that grocery store and buy you? But that's just me.
Because and people always say this, and here's the deal: go to the grocery store and buy them what? Because what you're going to buy them is something that's not sustainable.
Yeah, that's
But for
true.
How are they gonna take
they
care?
don't
Yeah,
have,
how they
Will
gonna
it
prepare it?
spoil?
I just thought of that. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
they
like,
don't have refrigeration, and I know a lot. And I'm not jumping on you, Tracy. I just heard that so many times. If I just go to the grocery store and buy you luncheon meat and bread and blah blah blah, and it's like, I'm sorry, let me help you out on something, dude. When you open your luncheon meat, make you a sandwich. You know,
Where
you
do
put
you
your
put
lettuce.
those things away?
Where do you put that stuff back at?
in the refrigerator.
In the
Oh, I didn't even
refrigerator.
think of
They
that.
don't have refrigerators, dude. You can't normalize, and this is why I want to put this out here. Stop trying to normalize homelessness.
No, it's
You
not
can't.
normal.
It's not normal. This is not normal. Normal people are not homeless. It is not normal. Don't get it twisted. That don't mean make them others either, because I'm in America. I know how y'all work. I know how y'all work. If they're not normal, that means hey, they're otherized, and we need to treat them like trash. What I mean is, when I say do not normalize this, meaning if I give them what I would give normal people who are in a bad circumstances, i.e., a mother who has two kids who's in a house and they have all the bills paid, but they just don't have the money for food. I can go to the grocery store and buy them food to put in the refrigerator to feed their kids. This is not the same circumstance, dude. This is not the same circumstance. This is, they have nothing. What you see is what you got. It's in their backpack, it's in their pockets. That's it.
Or in their cart.
Or in their cart. That's it. That's their cart is their whole life. Everything in their cart is their possessions.
And do not touch anything.
And treat them like it's your house.
Treat,
You want people coming in your house touching your shit?
yes,
Don't touch their stuff.
they
Don't
are
put their
human
stuff.
beings. They
You
deserve
know how
your
many times
respect.
I have sat there and watched somebody with a
At
shopping
least your
cart go
courtesy.
across 3 or 4 lanes of traffic to get to the other side, and I just sat there and just let it go. Why? Because I don't know how that feels. And also, here's the deal, and I hate to say this, but we're gonna move on. But I just have to say this to get off my chest. 2 reasons why I don't say this. 1, I don't live that life. I don't know how it feels. 2, at a certain point, something always clicks in my head that this dude is going to cross 3 or 4 lanes of traffic, and something could literally hurt him. But does he care at this point? So
The system is designed to keep you out. Once you do not have an address, you cannot get a bank account. You cannot get a P.O. box. You cannot get anything.
It's hard to, as a person that experienced, it's hard to bounce back.
it is. I've
It's
been there.
inexcusable that we live in the supposed richest country in the world and we have
We
unhoused people.
no, Tracy. We do. We live in the
We
richest
could
country in the
eradicate.
world, and we don't give a shit
That's exactly
unless
what it
we're talking
is.
about the rich.
We're all for the
Do
top
you
1%.
understand the concept that one billionaire with enough billions in his bank account can wipe out homelessness in this country?
by themselves.
One by
Yep.
himself and
Yep.
decide not to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Decide not to do it. Purposely don't do it.
But our
Beyond a shadow of a
government,
doubt, don't do it. Do
but
not want to do it.
here's what I'll say: it's not that one person's responsibility, because that responsibility, in my opinion, lies with the government. It is the government's job. Yeah, I'm gonna be all socialist in the joint.
Mm-hmm.
It is because some people who have that much money, they don't care. They're not sharing. They never gonna share. So you know what? Bump them, be by it. But this is where the government should be
Well,
like, you know what? If we can fund the Pentagon $1 trillion and they just somehow lose it and don't know where it went, how many houses could you build with just 10% of $1 trillion? No, 1%. 1% could we don't want to eradicate unhoused people. We want it to continue so that we can feel better about ourselves. It's our fault, and we need to stop it and do something about it.
We
Because
don't.
the government's sure not doing nothing about it.
Tracy, I'll even go one step further from you. I'll go one step further. We got to rebuild houses. How about these damn
we
houses
haven't.
that's been sitting around for
Mm-hmm.
years?
Years.
For years.
And you know what happens to those, Marlon? You know what's happening to those? Foreign investors are buying these houses that are ran down. They're not fixing them. Here's the rules that Tracy proposes. You buy a house, you got 60 days to fix it. And you better rent it for an affordable price based off that person's income. You don't, house is ours, and we're going to give it to a homeless person. Done. I don't. Yeah, it's a
I like
radical.
it.
That's a radical idea. I know.
I
But
like it.
we should not have anybody that is unhoused. Not a veteran, not a mother, not a father, not a transgender. Nobody. No,
Agree.
everybody deserves a home. It is a right, not a privilege, a right. A Mercedes Benz is a privilege. A house is not. You need a place to live.
Oh, and by the way, and then we're gonna move on because Tracy triggered something that's in my heart and soul, and it doesn't come up very often. It'll probably come up in 2 weeks, and you'll understand exactly what I'm saying when I say this. To all you people that goes around and sitting there talking about we need to take care of our veterans and God bless our veterans, and we need to support the military, and meanwhile we have a whole bunch of homeless militaries. Go fuck yourselves. Because you're talking to one. You're talking to one. So go fuck yourselves.
Marlon, I've always wanted to ask, how would when somebody comes up and says, thank you for your service, obviously you're somewhere that is displaying that you were in one of the arms, was it Navy?
Air Force.
Air Force? Same as my grandfather. That thank you for your service. How does that feel? Would you like it to stop? Do you like it?
I would like it to stop because it's
Like you clearly don't mean what you say, because you wouldn't let a homeless person.
it isn't that. It's the equivalent of at this point in time saying thank you for answering the phone at McDonald's. Thank you for delivering my pizza. It's a slogan now to me. It is something to make yourself feel better. Like I said, if I see homeless people on the streets and everything else, and you're running up to me talking about thank you for the homeless, I literally say thank you because I don't know what's in your heart. You may be the person who volunteering at the soup kitchen for veterans to make sure that they are taken care of. You may be also the one who step over the veteran and go tell them go get a job. I don't know where your heart is.
Like that's so easy.
Everything else. People always say what I had one person ask me, if you don't care about America, so what do you do when you go to a sports event and they everybody put their hands over their hearts with the national anthem and everything? What do you do? I tell them I salute. Now, other people will sit there and go, Well, wait a minute. You have a problem with the military too. I'm saluting the POWs.
Mm.
I'm saluting the people who got caught up in that crap for years, by the way. That's who I'm saluting. I'm saluting the people who did sacrifice their lives in a war. And even when I say it's a senseless effing war, which I still think is a senseless effing war, they still sacrifice their life. I'm saluting them.
Yep.
The military itself, the whole conglomerate of the military, again, can go fuck themselves. You, beyond a shadow of a doubt, and this is the reason why, there is a reason why this country makes sure that the poor stay poor. Because that is your cattle.
Yep.
That's
you gotta have somebody
what they
fight them
use to
unreasonable
feed the
wars.
military. Do not get it twisted that it is very hard in rural countries, rural counties, and rural cities in America while they keep the education low, while they keep the wages in that county and everything in certain states low. That's their cattle. They need to keep you low in order to make sure that you understand that the only way for you to get out is to join the military. They're not going to let you get up and better at everything else. So if somebody gets hurt in the military, let alone dies in the military, it's not a kid dying. It's a poor kid dying.
Yep.
Thus, it makes it a little easier to stomach.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
So, what damn story did we play? Oh, the homeless. God, dog. We will go on a rant on potato chips. Ruffles or plain potato chips. And that's why Biden sucks. We have no idea how the hell we got there. But we'll get there. We had a question. It is estimated that approximately 40% of homeless men are veterans. Yeah.
Yep.
That's why I said that's why I said in 2 weeks we'll hear this kumbaya. We throwing fireworks in the air.
Yep.
Thank you for your service. Ooh, I'm so happy.
Yeah, they
USA,
sacrifice and blah blah blah.
USA, USA, USA. God bless America. Go fuck yourself, you pieces of trash. They need to keep the poor uneducated, so they have been fodder to feed the military. Low-wage jobs in the schools to the profit prison pipelines. Yeah, exactly. People have this thing where they always, you don't understand how American politics / socialism work. Everybody keeps thinking when we complain about these things, we're saying, because they can always come back and go, that doesn't make any sense. So you're thinking some evil conglomerate is sitting by and laughing at the poor and laughing. No, dude, you so slow-minded. You keep thinking that all of this is for them to joke around, smoking cigars and drinking whiskey. No, they have a reason for doing it. And it is not for your shits and giggles. It is to feed another entity. It's either the prison system or the military. That's it.
Yep. That's all we're good for. Cheap labor.
Look, the shits and giggles is a byproduct.
Yeah.
But they're feeding something else. Like, come on, y'all. Come on. Remember when Biden tried to cancel $10,000 in student loan debt, and Fox News was complaining and saying, "Oh no, will hurt the military recruit because they won't have the incentive to get paid off." Yeah, exactly. I love the fact that we had one commentator who sat there and said, "I don't understand why they need to have their debts paid off. I went to college and everything, and I got it paid off, and I had no problem. Why? Because I'm American, and that's what we do." Shit. do you do understand that you went to the damn military and got the GI Bill that literally paid off your military? Shut up. You didn't pay off your student debt. We paid off your student debt.
America paid your debt. So you're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's for all the theist fans out there. You're welcome. Foxy's videos of the week. Ooh, and I sliced that and release it on YouTube. I can't wait to get the comments on that one, boy. That's gonna be fun.
Hey, like you said, you're a veteran. Come on, I will. I got your back. I've got your back.
Oh, fuck them. They ain't gonna say nothing new I ain't heard. They gonna, if you don't like it, you can leave.
Go back where you came from. What country would that be, by the way? Exactly. Where did I come from?
Again, dude, unless you're Native American.
But they can trace
Right
their
back at ya.
heritage. They can trace their heritage. I can't trace mine.
Yeah.
Right.
But I should go back to Africa like it's one big country.
Mm.
They come to the point. Trace, I need you to help me out. You're the Bible scholar of this group.
The Bible scholar. Okay. Cool.
No, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. I never said that you the Bible scholar, that you was there at the birth of Jesus and all that. I'm just saying among us all, you're the Bible scholar of the group. Can you please explain to me what the hell this girl is talking about?
Talking about God and speaking of his name, but it don't make sense. I don't understand. She must ain't read Philippians 4:19.
Who? Philippians? I know you motherfucking lying to me. Read what? Philippians. Just stop. Shh. Don't say shit else.
Two things. That's a comic, because she does videos like this all the time.
Okay.
And second, she was talking about Philippians 4:19.
I was trying to...
Which says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
I'm trying to figure out. I'm going through all the books and going, what sound like Philip and onions? And
Yeah,
I
she's
could
a
not
comic.
figure
She's a comic.
like Philip and onions.
She said Philippinians. I'm like,
They didn't go towards the Philippines. That.
I also think this mistake is crap too, by the way, because that was the worst lip syncing that I ever heard in my life. Like that, none of what I'm gonna show you again. Look at her mouth and then look at the words that's coming out.
Let me see if I understand.
Talking about God and speaking of his name, but it don't make sense. I don't understand.
Like, ain't nothing matching.
But the original video does. That they sped that
That's
one up.
a delay.
That's a delay. But watch the original one. But you probably won't. Yeah, that's what she was talking about. Well, that was easy. Thank you, Marlon.
Philip and onions. I was like,
thank you to our biblical scholars.
Go to the Bible and flip through that whole Bible.
People gonna be like, now, what do you think of the universe?
No,
wait a minute.
What Marlon, I believe it meant here is that when we have a question about the Bible, you are the most learned of the four of us, I would say. You've corrected theists. So I would say you are the most learned of the Bible among this panel. And I love getting your input.
You know Philippians, and I never understood what the hell the word was.
Oh, yeah, that one I grew up with. I'm like, oh, yeah, she's talking about Philippians 4:19.
But you knew damn well there was no book called Philip and
No, as soon as
Onion.
when I first saw this video, I'm like, she got to be talking about Philippians 4:19. I literally thought that. I'm like, that's got to be what she's talking about. And I knew it was a joke.
I hope it was a joke.
What did they name their chapters after? Like
People.
what?
People.
Oh, in the New
Okay.
Testament, it was people. In the Old Testament, it was people just naming them because there's very few chapters in the Old Testament named after people. Matter of fact,
Take my
there's
word for it.
Amos,
There was no person
Hosea.
named Genesis.
Well, there's children named Genesis.
Yes, people. Stop doing that. Stop.
But yeah, there was nobody named Ezra. Well, no, Ezra was named. That was a person. There's very few in the Old Testament that are named after people. Mostly all the ones in the New Testament, except for Revelation, that's the only one not named after a person, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it's the only one not named after a person.
Stop naming your child Genesis. Genesis is the beginning. The beginning of fucking what? Everybody is the beginning.
It was an okay band, and they had some hits, and leave them alone.
Just stop.
Now y'all gonna have me curious, like, wait a minute, how many books in the Old Testament were named after people?
Oh,
I don't think any of it.
Yeah, there was Ezra, Ezekiel.
okay, so we want it by next weekend.
Songs?
To be continued.
Song of Solomon.
That's right. Okay.
Haha, I to be continued on you, Marlon. Ha ha ha.
Yep, that's Marlon's homework.
You wait on that.
Oh.
Next video. So I have a different take on the ending of this. I understand where he was going with it, but are they on a conversation? Hold on.
Yeah, they holding a side conversation about who thought Africa was a country. Like,
What
no,
percentage of America do you think Africa?
Parker.
A lot.
A bunch of people. You have to tell them, no, Africa is a series of countries.
It's a continent. Yeah, a lot of people make that mistake.
A continent containing many countries.
Trump also thought it was good to drink bleach. Can we just throw this?
Right. We have a wide variety of people in this country.
I got to move on. It's still Father's Day. Y'all ain't finna mess up my damn day with Trump bullshit, because that man gives me a headache with some of
you gonna go to him?
Yes. Ooh, you stupid.
But Fizz is the one that says he's smart. Yeah, I think
he's smart in some ways.
I said he's a con man, and that's how he gets by.
Yeah, that's what I remember. I'm like, no, he said
smart. Why that dude is an idiot.
In a lot of ways, yeah. Mm-hmm.
He went to college. No, he got accepted into college. That don't mean he went to class.
Okay, all right.
Okay,
let's keep this happy.
Like I said, the beginning, I understood where he was going with this. I just did not agree with the ending of the video.
Okay. Let me see if I understand this. Calling a black president married 25 years to one wife with 2 children, no mistresses, affairs, or scandal, the Antichrist, but a white president married 3 times, has 5 kids by 3 women, has mistresses, affairs, and scandals, God's anointed, proves that your religion is only one thing, pure white supremacy.
Here's my argument with that. No, that does not prove that your religion is white supremacy. Mm-hmm. That proves that the individual people who said something like that are bigots. So no, I'm not going to put this on the whole religion. Now, trust me, don't get me wrong. Me and Christians ain't on a on the love boat somewhere floating down to all that other stuff. I still have some issues with y'all. But in this circumstances right here, no, that's just bigotry in its purest form. And I say bigotry and not racism because your comments does not affect, is not going to affect Obama. 2 terms, he done with y'all in a way. But racism at its purest form, where you can look at somebody who honestly had no scandal. None. The 8 years in office had none scandal.
You're forgetting about the tan suit.
No
That is what you
scandal.
needed.
No scandal in the 8 years he was in office. Trump had, and I'm sorry to even say this because I'm not even trying to be funny when I say this. I don't even remember how many.
I mean, when you get his trials confused, you already know you done messed up. Like, oh, which one they talking about? Oh, this one. Okay.
The first person to be impeached twice.
When we go back and talk about things, I go, oh, yeah, that. Yeah, even his hush money for the Ukraine. When you are saturated with scandal after scandal after
they hard to keep up
scandal,
with. They hard to keep up with. You be like, what? Dude,
how?
wait a minute.
But it goes.
We were overloaded.
But
Our brains couldn't take it no more.
We're further than that, Anna and Tracy, because anybody could easily go, my guy has a scandal, it's untrue. Your guy has a scandal and it is true. We can go the rest of our lives doing that. You can always sit here and say Trump did nothing wrong. Even when we have him on tape, even when we have him on video, even all this other stuff.
It was set up by the man.
It was set up. The FBI, Biden. We still trying to find.
We all make mistakes.
We still need to find that laptop. But again, I'm trying to explain to you people, because you people, the newer people that's watching this show, we're still trying to find Hunter Biden's laptop. No. We already found Hunter Biden's laptop. We already downloaded information off of Hunter Biden's laptop because Tucker Carlson had the information. He was going to be sent to him, and the unnamed overnight service delivery lost it. Remember that story? Because on the rest of the surface where and I work in the industry where we email shit because we don't want it to get lost. So yeah, we're not looking for Hunter Biden laptop. You need to go talk to Tucker Carlson's friend who had the laptop and downloaded the information. He has it. You need to go talk to him. Y'all have the laptop.
If there was something in there,
they would have released it.
You would have released
it. I'm not a Biden fan at all.
No.
And I'm not an Obama fan by the least amount. But this little fake what about isms that they doing with this? Well, what about yes, Hillary Clinton should have been investigated for her private server. Yes, Biden committed treason. I mean, not treason. Whatever. Yeah, but it's like the whataboutism. I'm like, y'all getting on my nerves now. I'm not a vote blue no matter who person by any stretch of the means. But y'all getting on my nerves with this whataboutism.
But Mickey Tucker, or Cucker, you like to call him, he never got the information. He said a guy that he knows who's a trusted confidant had remember that the laptop wound up at a blind pawn shop owner's pawn shop,
right?
Who figured out that it was Hunter Biden's laptop. The confidant got the laptop. He downloaded all the information.
Didn't save it to a disk.
Didn't save it to
Didn't put it in the cloud. Didn't do nothing with it.
He downloaded everything onto a thumb drive. He sent it through an overnight service, and I'm not going to tell you what the overnight service is.
UPS.
I don't want to put them in a bad light. Accidents happen. I'm sorry. You have just made this the most important thing in 2021, 2022.
And probably 2023, 2024.
But you do not want to put. you had no problem putting the two voting machines on blast.
Oh my gosh.
You had no problem putting them on blast, but the overnight service, that's just
Like Carrie Lake said.
mistakes happened.
Carrie Lake, candidate in the Arizona gubernatorial race, said it best. 2,000 mules were carrying votes, and we need to find those 2,000 mules.
How many times can you lose one election?
I'm sorry, but I literally, I'm sorry, but I have to remember this is the country that sat there and said Mexicans have enough money to fly over the United States into Canada and coming down to Canada border. I can't even finish that without laughing.
And we're thinking we doing something. I'm like, ooh, y'all, no.
Oh God.
No, y'all, no.
That is hilarious. And somehow, wait a minute. You got enough money. Listen to all the things that you have to make work.
Fly over, get the airplane money
You
together.
have to get the money.
Get a passport or
get a passport to fly over the country, the whole country, to go to Canada.
Not like there's a
Come across the
layover
Canada
anywhere.
border and look, you little arrogant bastards, and still wind up in Texas.
Yeah, to get transportation. No, you take a plane to Texas. That's how you do it.
That's the math.
That's y'all. Oh boy, I'm so done with.
I'm sorry. When we have to be knowledgeable about people who are only listening, is that just the first hour, or is it the entire show?
I don't care.
Oh, I just if somebody's listening and you weren't just watching, I was doing some counting in my head, and then I just flipped them off. Math. I was mathing.
It came up to 2. I'm not going to tell you what 2 it came up to, but it came up to 2.
Yeah.
All right, let me go ahead and move on so we don't
get into Tuesday.
I don't even care because I got tomorrow off.
I don't, so we got to move this.
Really?
We don't get Juneteenth off. No, we do not.
So
Indiana is one of the states that does not recognize Juneteenth. So yes, I had to go to work tomorrow.
Meanwhile, stats show that the largest population of illegal immigrants are Canadian.
Indiana was founded to be a free state. It was
blah blah. It's not. I'm like blah blah.
I know. Still,
it's funny, and I'm not picking on them, but it is kind of funny that the company that I work for made Juneteenth a federal holiday and a day off without telling us that 2 weeks later that the government was going to make it a federal holiday and a day off.
Yeah, so, you could get it off as a floating holiday.
Wow, you made such a sacrifice.
I was like,
yeah, we can get it off as a floating holiday, but I didn't put my request in time, so I'm like, not gonna worry about it. But yeah, Indiana's a red state.
I'm sorry.
Well, we're still kind of red-ish. Well, I can't say that. We have red counties, so
we have 5 blue counties, and that's
it. Charlotte is blue.
Are you considered purple?
Indiana, yeah, Charlotte, North Carolina is more purple.
We really are considered purple.
Okay, so North Carolina purple, Indiana red.
Red.
I can guarantee you something about
with 5 counties that are blue.
I can tell you one thing about Carolina. When we do go into a certain direction, we hit a home run. Yeah, we hit a home run out of it. So if we decide that this year we're gonna go blue, we're going all out blue. And nothing's gonna stop us. But you gotta remember the flip side of that. If they decide they're gonna go red,
wait a minute,
ain't nothing gonna stop them.
Wasn't your state the one where the Democrat changed over to the Republican Party?
Are we gonna have a conversation about Dr. Cornel West?
Next week we are, because I'm gonna get some more information on that, and I want this involved
Me
and
too.
that's a little more deep. But by the way, we was right. We told you that was a stupid idea. But
People's Party.
yeah, because it was
I mean,
right.
none of us said that it was a great idea, but he did it early. He got it overdone early,
Right.
and
And thank
that's
you.
the most important thing is he's not running with the movement for the white people's party. Oh, wait a minute, I shouldn't have said that.
Oh, wait a minute. You meant to do it to begin with. Stop it.
Yes, I did.
All right, let's go ahead and get this one because this is going to be a little deeper conversation. At least I think it is. If it doesn't, whatever. I get off early. I get to watch my videos and go to bed. I'm about to say sleep late, but no. I'm going to watch The Flash tomorrow, which that'll be the last time I actually see that toxic individual ever again in my life.
Let's the fingers.
Here we go.
Shit that females are going to hate me for saying, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I guess it was just meant for me to talk about this topic because somebody sent me a DM requesting this topic, and then I scroll down TikTok and I see this video. Anyway, watch this.
When you have a father in your life, like myself, when you watch a man take lead, like growing up, you want those type of principles when you look forward to a man. And if my dad is head honcho of my house and is taking care of shit, then I'm expecting a to come in my life and do the same thing.
Women will often say that about a man, like he has to live up to the standards of my father. But when a man says, I want the woman to live up to the standards of my mother, I'm not here to be your mother, you got mommy issues and all that. So why is it different when a man looks for expectations in a woman that he sees in his mother? And
y'all call him sassy.
Y'all can try to argue all day long about this. What he said was true. Let me just start out by saying, ladies, if you have a father or a father figure in your life who has shown you what a man should be, there is nothing wrong with that whatsoever. You learning from your father how to be treated by a man is actually a good thing. But you also have to understand that men who have mothers, those mothers are going to be teaching their sons what to expect from a woman. Because y'all love saying, I'm not about to cook and clean, I'm not his mama, yada, yada, yada. But if a man were to say, it's not my job to provide and protect because I'm not your dad, see how fucked up that sounds? Y'all gotta stop with this attitude of I'm not his mom, so I'm not about to cook for him, I'm not about to clean up, I'm not about to do laundry because I'm not his mama. Especially if you the type who will get mad if he uses that same logic in reverse on you. Of course, every relationship is different. You guys have to determine what your roles are that you are going to play. But in general, stop with this double standard. Just like it's okay for women to learn what qualities to look for in a man from their fathers, it is just as okay for a man to learn what qualities to look for in a woman from their mothers. And don't sit up here demanding them type of expectations if you can't live up to them yourself.
She telling the truth.
She
Amen, sister.
said.
Well, damn, I guess this is going to be a shorter conversation than I thought. Listen, here's.
Did you think there was going to be any disagreement?
I doubt so.
With
You
who?
thought so.
The
Wow.
first girl was completely
Tracy, with you, I thought I literally was going to hold a.
No, the first girl was ignorant, and she's a product of what she's been brought up to believe. But the second girl,
well, we don't know. The second girl had an issue with it. The first girl was just like, oh.
No. I'm talking about the one that did the commentary, like men. Yeah, I'm talking about her. I'm not talking about them ones in that video. I'm like, y'all, that young man that said that about the mother. He's exactly right.
He's right.
He's 100% right.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the deal. There is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong with a couple taking care of each other. There's nothing wrong with that. You are supposed to. And I said couple. I ain't saying married or all this other stuff. I said there's nothing wrong with a couple taking care of each other. But the story that me and Theas did Friday, where we was talking about the guy who was taking care of his mom, and then he went into this whole spew of all the things.
Oh, he brought her flowers and
stuff like
chocolate.
that. And and we said, take the mom thing out of the situation. you do understand that this is an unbalanced relationship because you're doing everything and she's just receiving. If you want a happy relationship, you can't give and don't receive. You can't receive and don't give.
Because it'll drain you.
It is tiresome. And not even mentally, physically, seriously, physically, it is tiresome to do that. You can't give your all to somebody or even a portion of somebody and you're not filling up. What's the little corny little thing? I mean, it's corny, but it makes sense. It's the filling up the love. It's it's the equivalent. I heard it somewhere, but it's like the equivalent of, when you have a car, you got to fill up the gas to keep the car going. So you have to fill up your heart with certain things to keep the relationship going. And when
you're thankful,
and if you're emptying out your heart to somebody over and over and over again, but they're not doing anything in return, i.e., they're not giving you something that's going to fill your heart, you're going to run dry. And when you run dry, you're done. Just like a car, you're done. You're on the side of the road somewhere, you're done.
Right.
So yeah, it's just one of those things where, okay. And this falls into the category of, and don't get it twisted. We're talking about I ain't his mama. I ain't doing all this thing. I can go with the guys too. I ain't his daddy. I'm not doing all this, that, and the other. Okay. These hits or me and Diaz argue about certain things, but we do agree with this. Oh, sorry. Hold on, Anna. Let me say this real quick. I agree with Diaz to a certain point on this because Diaz pulls the trigger a lot quicker than I do. But once I do pull the trigger, I am done. Like, there is no coming back. I am literally done. You can change after we break up, but the funny thing about it is I'm always going to look at you as you changed because we broke up.
Mm.
And because we broke up, that's why you changed. So I can't even trust you no more.
Mm.
So Thea's on the other hand, hey, you can live with it or you can't live with it. He broke up with somebody who chewed with their mouth open. Gross, but damn, you chew with your... Okay. So go ahead, Anna.
Okay. Check it out.
You've been hanging around Thea's too damn long.
Yeah, stop
Don't
that.
do that. Check it out.
Long time ago, we were more in tribal families, and everybody had their job in the tribe. You were valued, you were needed because you fulfilled a role. Just like any relationship. You're going to need to take care of the people who are coming into your family. Now, long time ago, we all lived together. We had to figure it out together. We had to learn to look away, to give people privacy when we didn't have any walls. We had to learn to give respect, space, and yet still coexist within very confined means. We are missing this to such an extent today. We have elders who are sitting in nursing homes who used to be around new grandbabies and great grandbabies as they were born. Because we didn't put them away in the house, a home rather. We didn't somewhere along the line, when things became uncomfortable for us to keep on looking, maybe somebody had a disability. I could go on many, many reasons. We started to shut people away. And we are dealing with a backlash in our very core of relationships. We're not expecting respectful discourse. People like, as we said, they like the train wrecks. And yes, Marlon, there were times when I was like, okay, something here is triggering. But you know what? I believe that story with the food. I have been there. I have been the person who said, I would be so happy if you don't want any of this fast food. I will make you a sandwich before I come to my next appointment, so that we make sure you got some food in your tummy. And I had a lovely visit with him on the side of the highway, on an exit. But hey, sorry, we used to work a lot more socially. We used to be a lot more concerned with each other, because when you're in a communal situation, you have to be looking out for your clan. I know we're too big and we're too selfish. We want what we have, our individuality, but there's a great deal being missed when you don't connect your elders with your babies. There's so much to be learned. And it goes beyond that, but I'll stop.
You have certain families. I don't even know how that conversation came up. I want to think that I had this conversation with families, and neither, well, socially it is wrong, but it is what it is. We're not talking about toxic families and everything else, because that's just low hanging fruit. I'm not talking about them. If you hear the stories, you know who damn well is toxic and who not.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have families who, you get your thing, I get my thing, and we're done.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't dislike you. You don't dislike me. We're not enemies and everything else. We're just not that kumbaya type of family. Even when they can go on vacations with each other. I've seen it. I've seen families who go on vacations and split apart. They literally can go to Florida, go to Disney World or Universal, and they literally will pass each other at Universal. Hey, you enjoy yourself? Yeah, I did. How you doing? Yeah, I did. Hey, I'll see you at home.
Cool.
I'll see you back in the hotel. That's their family dynamic. So they raised families like that. When they get married, and I don't want to say every man for themselves, because it sounds so like they're beating the crap out of each other. It's not that. It's more or less, it's just like, you do you, I do me. We don't cross each other. We're good. Now, when it comes to You don't have you will never have an issue. And I'm throwing this to Tracy. You never will have that issue of make sure the kids don't feel good if one person is more academic than the other kids or more athletic than the other kids. You won't have that problem because they don't care. The academic kid is more smarter, he gets more scholarships, and the majority of it is congratulations. You have the more athletic child who go have sports and MVPs and championships and everything else, and that is wonderful. Great, wonderful, fantastic. We'll see your trophy when you bring it home that's sitting on the mantle because I'm never going to see any of your games. And everybody's cool with it. Mm-hmm. That is a dynamic. Mm-hmm. Now, Marlon, what is the hell is this big, long, damn tirade, long, big ass speech that you're telling me about a family? Because it flows into a relationship. I can love you. I want to be with you. I want to marry you. I will take care of the household. I have no problem 50% of the food and the bills and everything else. But when we're going to go out to dinner? Didn't we go out to dinner last month? Yeah, that was last month. So we're going out to dinner every month? Yeah. First of all,
30 days.
Yeah, some people go every week.
But
right.
But you have people who just like, ugh.
That's why you have to communicate a clear expectation of what you're looking for.
And
that's the word.
You communicate,
people. Yes.
Please.
Yeah.
I cannot stress this, but so much before I found you about to, y'all about to get that. Do what you think is best. Pray on it vibe to me. I'm sorry, but you are.
Yeah, I do want to say one thing though. I've always been envious, and I know the Bible says don't be envious, but
hey,
I've always been saddened that other families, like, they do the matching pajamas thing. Like, they'll match.
Mm-hmm.
Or they'll go on where the family they'll wear matching pajamas on the Christmas photos.
Yeah.
Like, why can't we do that?
Because we're human.
I've always wanted.
You out of your mind?
No, and then like when
have
we
you
had
ever asked
reunion,
your siblings?
And you know,
because you can still make that happen.
They be like, we grown.
Anna, I tell you what. I will tell you what. I'm going to ask all my children. I'm going to ask Foxy.
The grandchildren too. That would be.
I'm going to ask the grandchildren.
Always envy those families.
I can ask Foxy right now, even though I do know what the answer is. Foxy, my darling, would you like to take a picture? Children and the grandchildren all dressed alike.
Matching, not all alike.
What did she say?
She likes that stuff. She does.
I think like we try to have family reunions. You know how most family reunions, especially in the Black community, most family reunions, like, if your last name is Carson, you wear teal. If your last name is Johnson, you wear yellow. If your last name is Smith, you wear. Nah, we just show up. Like we can't even organize that. I'm like, that is so frustrating to me. I don't know why that's always frustrating
Here's the
me.
funny thing about that, Tracy. For the last year, this year, it may have bleeded over to another last year too, but this year has been extremely busy with graduations, extremely busy with people moving up, extremely busy with parties. And best believe that every party, every graduation, anything, all of us will wear some type of t-shirt that was saying something about that. Inside the family. But if you was an uncle, aunt, grandma, grandpa, cousin, niece, nephew, and everything, you had I ain't even got to go that far. Hell, it happened yesterday. That's why I wasn't having a show yesterday. My niece And I was not going to miss. I apologize to everybody why I missed the show, but I have to explain something to you because it didn't dawn on me. My niece, I mean, besides my biological daughter, but she's my biological daughter. So you'll understand what I'm saying. My niece is literally the first child I grew up with that I saw grow up. My niece. So from birth to graduate from high school, the whole time I was not missing that party. And the dad had a shirt, the mom had a shirt, I had a shirt, Foxy had a shirt.
That's right. Your family's all organized.
The uncle had a shirt.
You know what my family do? One person show up and like, I'll give you an example. When my father had to go to the nursing home and it was his birthday, I said, hey, everybody, wear a light blue shirt so we can do pictures. Why was me and my daddy the only ones in light blue shirts? Why? I'm like,
because you ain't in this family. My granddaughter is graduating to high school.
I'm sorry, Tracy. I'm so sorry.
It makes me sick. That's one of the few things
I do get it.
That is sad.
I forgot. No, you didn't. I just called you 2 days ago.
I get what
you didn't care
because it's not a camaraderie because the people just feel like if I show up, I'm showing camaraderie.
That's it, and I want unity. I've always wanted family. That's one of the things that I've always. That's why I'm like, well, why are you so close to the people that you on the podcast with? Yeah, somebody literally asked me this, like, why am I closer to the people on the podcast than my own family? I'm like, because they act more like my family than you do.
No, that what you just said was beautiful. I don't want camaraderie. I want unity.
I want unity.
God, that was
struck all the feels. All the feels.
That's what I want. I don't need camaraderie. I need unity. That's what I need. That's what I want.
No, but camaraderie is what they just did. I showed up. I leave.
Yeah.
That's camaraderie.
I'm like, how come we the only ones? I even called the nursing home. Said, hey, dress my father in a light blue shirt. You know what they did? Dress him in a light blue shirt. Y'all could. Boy, I was trying not to be hot, but that it's like. I see other families doing stuff like that. I'm like,
that was such a small ask, Tracy. I'm gonna back you up 100%. That was such a small little thing,
and it still bothers me. I don't know why, but I know why. But it's like it's the bigger picture. It's like
indicative of the point.
Like, exactly. And I think a lot of families across the nation are suffering from that. Not that you had, and just because you wear the same t-shirts and the same pajamas, that does not mean that your family is unified. No. Because you could still have, criminals in your family. But when Anna was talking about families living with each other and sharing stuff, we couldn't. We pretty much
so far away.
I never understood. It took years. I try to be a changed man, and one of the things that I said I'm going to change is to be totally honest. I never understood going down to Florida with the family. I just didn't get it because I'm one of the people. I am one of the people where it was me and my mom did her thing, and I did my thing. It was never that kumbaya moment.
Mm-hmm.
When the older I get, the more it was like we're friends, and my mom is one of my best friends now.
Oh,
we trip out all the freaking time, but we wasn't growing up like that. It got to a point where she had a mother role, I had a mother role. Then we got to a point where it was just like you do your thing, I do my thing. Don't do nothing stupid, which is exactly where I got that statement from all the time. I tell my kids to do that. You could go out. Okay, here's my advice. Don't do nothing stupid.
Something stupid, yeah.
Don't do nothing stupid.
Yeah,
and I got all
the t-shirt.
I might make a t-shirt about it. I can tell Foxy to make a t-shirt. Don't do nothing stupid. And all about.
Yeah, speaking of t-shirts, I still haven't got mine.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tracy. Say that a little louder.
I still haven't got my t-shirt.
Oh. Foxy.
No, say that louder. I'm not communicating this.
Mm?
She been busy.
Oh, well, I can
Oh,
understand that.
yes.
Well, as she has. I'm not even gonna say that. Like I said, this year has been like the most
Yeah, but
banana
I
year
think,
that we had. But
As
my,
long as we know
my
it's
point,
coming for Tracy.
but my point is that they used to go to Florida all the time as a family, and I just like I don't want to go. I just don't want
Mm-hmm.
to.
but you're family now, so you have to go.
No, we was family
Yeah,
then, and I didn't want to go. I
that's
just didn't
true.
want to go. I don't want to be bothered with this. I don't want to go. I don't want to get in a car for 6 to 8 hours and
Now, I
drive
didn't
down
say
there.
travel in a car because that's not. No. I'm talking about getting on a plane. See, I'm talking about this thing called an airplane. And
Yeah.
you could just,
Oh,
you
trust me.
could.
And we'll talk about that next week about flying down to Florida near New Year's Eve is never a good idea
Well, no, you don't do it during
Oh
the holiday.
boy.
ever.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but
But
it's
it
in,
just
yeah.
dawns on me that you have to get out of your comfort zone to get close to your family.
You sure do.
And the
Yeah.
last time that I went down to Florida, and it was New Year's Eve. When I tell you I had a ball, I had
Good.
so much fun. I also wound up having a concussion, but I also did have a
I'm like,
ball.
okay,
Oh my
okay.
gosh.
I'm
Well,
just kidding. I didn't
okay.
have a concussion. I was close to it though. 'Cause
But he was drunk as a skunk.
no, I wasn't even drunk. When it was a game that we was playing that I wound up falling on my head and then pulling up and wound up
Yep.
hitting my head under the
But I
counter.
think that's real interesting that, sometimes too much information here. That the
Never.
four of us are more like my family than my family. And that's
Yeah.
it's kind of
So,
sad.
well, so we've had a saying in our family that, there's such a thing as a biological family,
And
but
then there's the family you make.
there's a logical family as well. You
Yeah.
do not need blood to tie you together. We have a beautiful familial
Oh yeah.
relationship because the four of us work on it.
Yep. Even if
Yeah.
Marlon do be saying some crazy stuff, I'm like, okay, I can see. But I feel like if I said, hey, Theus, Marlon, Anna, why don't we wear purple? Now, of course, Theus and Marlon would go into a dissertation about how men don't wear purple. But
And then we wind up wearing purple.
and then
yeah.
y'all
And
would end up wearing.
you
Anna would be
find
on there
some
for
way,
it.
and
Tracy,
I'm in purple
I'll tell you
with
something
that.
so funny. I got that from my grandmother. That's exactly what I got it from. I got it from my grandmother that in the end, you're going to get what you want. Period. You're going to get what you want. However, you're going to hear my mouth.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure. What you mean purple? Why not
You're
black?
going to
Why
hear
not?
my mouth. My grandma was always like that. My grandma you could ask my grandma for a car. And she gonna cuss you down from the left side of the
But
street
guess what
all
you
the
gonna
way
get at
down
the
to the
end?
right side of the street. And
Wow.
just in case she took a nap, she gonna cuss you up the middle of the street. My grandma was like that, and then guess what happens?
You got the car.
There's the car.
Of
My
course.
grandma was
But
like
yeah,
that.
I know. I be trying to think now. What can I do to get the family? And then I'm like, you know what? I give up. I shouldn't, but I'm like, I give up. I'm tired.
All right, everybody, we're almost
Not
close
that
to 11,
this was my therapy session, but
and we're always there for you, Tracy.
We are here for you.
now
We
Trust me,
love you.
you are my sister.
Mm-hmm.
Irritating.
I'm not
aggravating.
irritating. I am sweet and kind. And
You're the irritating, aggravating sister.
Keep it nice.
wasn't that not a compliment, Anna, or is it just me not feeling what he just
No,
said?
because I always figured that my sister would be irritating and aggravating to me. I literally always thought that. I always thought
Yeah,
my
that's
sister.
right. You know what? You, Anna, and Theus don't have sisters, and I do.
I don't have a sister. I don't have a brother.
Look, you technically do.
I have adopted
No, that crap I don't, Foxy.
sisters, but
I have 3 half brothers.
Those are your
And 3
brothers.
half. I don't even know their name.
Oh, well, that's your fault.
Oh.
No. It's not my fault. Because I was the one that reached out to that family several times.
Oh, well, then that's their fault.
No, it's not my fault. Look, and the last time I walked down, and some lady walked down, oh, this your sister. And I went, where the hell you been the last 15 damn years I was in this family? Because I didn't even know you existed.
Yeah, now that's one thing my mother did do. She did make sure that we knew who our, I hate to say half sisters because we had the same father. So I'm like, well.
Yes.
Your family was.
The 3 brothers and the sister are half sisters. So I do have 3 half
You
sisters.
have siblings. You're just not close to them.
I don't even know where the hell
you
they
don't
are
know. I was
now.
trying to pretty it up, Marlon.
No, you don't know. It is what it is. I don't know. And look, the reason I'm not feeling bad about myself, we're talking about something that's like 20 years in the making. Like, I didn't know much about them, and that was before I even met Foxy.
Wow.
I didn't know that much about them.
That's incredible. I mean, I started looking into my family history, and I got a long email from somebody who turned out to be related to my first cousin. It turned out my maternal grandfather, so Mama Lorraine's father, had a family before he had a family.
Oh, yeah, the side family? Oh, yeah, that happened all the time. Side families. Like, Grandpa had a conservatives ruin matching family photos. Thank you, Parker, for that laugh.
Boy.
Wow.
Can you read that, please?
Conservatives ruin matching
family photos when they start posing with guns
together. Yes, you're right. You're right. Ours would be gun free.
I always equate the giving and taking to a bank account. Making too many withdrawals without deposit, and it will soon be empty. That's my point.
Yes.
Yep. You make all the deposits, you don't get no return. You're like, I'm tired of this.
Conversation started. Yeah, Will. That's my point. A relationship, you can't constantly keep giving and giving and giving. And trust me when I say, if I didn't, and I without going into detail, I'll be completely honest. If I didn't get my shit together, we would not be holding this conversation about me and Foxy.
Yeah, because she's a queen. She's not gonna just marry no anybody.
So yeah. I'm glad that I learned it before it was too late. But yeah. So I'm not going to go into detail, but we're going to go ahead and move on because we have a bonus video. We have a bonus video, and then we are out of here.
All right.
And the bonus video is always a video that I will never, ever erase.
Why, yes, I'm an evil left-wing sheeple snowflake working for the deep state here to force your wives to get abortions and then leave you for transgender lesbians. Yes, it was us Antifa that stormed the Capitol to make you all look bad so that we can take your guns, spread communism, and blast Cardi B in your churches. And you're never gonna stop us, no, 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 you're never.
And every time you laugh, he's gonna just keep playing it.
I'm sorry.
But yet they can't laugh at the Red House.
At the who?
The Red House.
Where black people and white people buy furniture.
Oh, I think I wasn't feeling well. And
oh, you wasn't here for that?
She was here for it.
I think I might have had something. I'm not remembering that.
Oh, I'll give you the episode.
Okay.
He even put it in a little video, and I said, "Hey, this is the best one." He was like, "No," like, "Yes."
No, it wasn't.
You are banned from videos for the rest
of
the year.
Because I'm gonna keep on.
No, yes, you
I'm
are.
gonna keep on.
Oh, yes, you are. You can send them. You can.
I sent you some, Marlon.
I'm gonna see if I can find.
And I can tag you on Facebook, and I can.
Yeah.
And I can put it in the inbox group chat.
No, don't worry. I found it. We got 3 more minutes, so.
Need the video? I can send it tomorrow.
I found
I
this.
can send it to Anna, and then Anna can send it to you. Don't make me.
I found the damn thing.
Can't we all just get along?
At the Red House Furniture,
We can.
At the Red House.
I'm Richard, aka Big Head. I work at the Red House and I'm black.
At the Red
I like pumping iron and pumping furniture into people's homes.
I'm Johnny, aka 10 Gauge. I work at the Red House and I'm white. I like deer hunting, bass fishing, and extending credit to all people.
At the Red House.
I'm black and I love the Red House. I'm white and I love the Red House.
I'm a black woman and I love the Red House.
I am white and the Red House is for me.
At the Red House.
Look at the sofa. It's perfect for a black person or a white person.
This mattress is perfect for a white person or a black person.
At the Red House, where black people and white people buy furniture.
And Hispanic people too.
And all people.
It's good to know they sell furniture and appliances. I didn't know they sold appliances. I need to pay attention to that.
So apparently Anna never saw this video, and she was so sick the day that we played the video that she didn't see it.
She blocked it out of her mind. Don't you want to go to a place that sells furniture to all people?
And let me explain to the people that's watching right now so y'all don't get it twisted. Borrelia has absolutely nothing to do with what Anna is going through right now. That is a shitty damn commercial.
Oh, I never said it wasn't funny, humorous, insightful. They were talking about racial unity, which we always talk about.
Dude, ain't no damn about calling you 10 Gauge.
He did take a pause when he said, "This bed is perfect for white people."
I told you, didn't I tell you, Tracy?
Black people was like, that pause was wrong.
I said that in the last video. I said, didn't you notice that when that white dude jumped in the bed, he paused a little longer than he should have been? It's a bed perfect for white people and black people. Like, why you have to think? What are you thinking about?
No.
And yes, to all the people out there, this is a real store. This is not fake.
Are you kidding me?
This is not fake. This is
parody?
real. This is not a parody. This is a real furniture store called the Red House in High Point, North Carolina.
Hold on. I'm going to literally look up right now and see if it's still, if it even still exists.
It may not exist anymore.
You a lie. It still exists.
And they're still in business because of that commercial.
There, and these people. God. Tracy, what did you bring to my door? Not only do they still exist, the video is on the front page of their website.
I think it's a website. Oh, I'm going.
Oh,
if you say I'm your sister, you will send me that webpage. I got to see this one for myself.
Look, and Big Head is still there, apparently.
Now, Red Gauge or 10 Gauge, he done gone on.
Yeah, 10 Gauge wasn't believing in that, and black people can let you on this. Nope. No. They're still, the video is, the website, they're still in business. They're in High Point, and when you go to their front page, that video is the first thing on the front page.
And you all wouldn't have done this without me, and I'm not understanding why I'm banned. I should not be banned.
I'm sorry. I will literally, guys. I'm not joking. This is the most hilarious thing. I'm putting it in the queue. Everybody can see it. You can look it up. This place not only still exists, that video is flat out on the front page of their website.
No, I got it.
It is, and it looks like Big Head is the only one that still exists there because at the bottom is employees, and Big Head is the only one who
Red House. Oh, it sure is. Oh, gosh. Oh, here are their hours. Mondays they are open until 8:30 to 5:30. And then Sundays they're closed because they gotta go to church.
OMG, no, this cannot be real. I knew we saw it a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't believe this was a real commercial.
No, it's real, Parker.
Oh, I really wish it was not real. No, this is real. They still exist. They still open. You can watch the video.
They first opened in 1962 and have been in business for over 50 years.
Where he likes to put furniture in people's houses. But as always, since Tracy gets what she wants.
There's 10 gauge right there. He done put on some weight, but that's definitely 10 gauge.
Where?
He's that guy with the third white guy with the red suit. Then they got some new employees though.
Oh, I didn't know there was a. The third guy is 10 gauge?
Yeah, there's the bald-headed guy. Then there's Big Head. And that third one looks like 10 gauge.
Okay, that's the bald-headed guy. There's 10 gauge. And the third person is, Big Head. And the third person is 10 gauge?
I think that's 10 gauge. Because if you look at the nose.
Who the hell is Andre the Giant in the fifth picture?
What? Hey, Andre the Giant was.
Gracious. That's a big dude.
The black dude, yeah, he.
Oh wait, what?
You talking about the black dude, right, Marlon?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not the Andre the Giant.
You thinking Andre the Giant, the wrestler, but he was just talking about how big the guy is.
Okay.
That's a big boy. But as always, since Tracy gets what she wants, I'm going to get what I want.
Why, yes, I'm an evil left-wing sheeple snowflake working for the deep state here to force your wives to get abortions and then leave you for transgender lesbians. Yes, it was us Antifa that stormed the Capitol to make you all look bad so that we can take your guns, spread communism, and blast Cardi B in your churches. And you're never gonna stop us, no, 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 you're never.
There's a part at the end that kills me why I would never erase this video. And you're never going to stop us. One of the cornerstone of this channel. And you're never going to stop us. 12 gauge still exists. So does Big Head, apparently. Anna, tell everybody where they can find you.
I can't. That broke my brain.
That's Tracy's fault.
It's
Morelli.etc.com. Tracy.
When I'm not shopping at the Red House, you can find me at TracyMediaLLC.com.
Which is never.
They have a website. I can order anything.
Lord have mercy. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, and of course,
I'm assuming you're legitimate club.
That is our show for tonight. We will see you next week. And until next time, we will see you when we see you. Peace. Will you stop laughing? This is where we say the funny stuff at the end of the show.
I think I bring hilarity to the podcast.